Hello and welcome to Ace Attorney. Once again, let's do the thing. The same thing we always do. Arise from the ashes. Increase the volume. This up. Make sure my computer doesn't die. As always. Where's this? Oh, the underground parking lot. Okay. February 22, Prosecutor's Office. Underground parking lot. So, this is a lot. Where is this? Where it all happened?
Looks like it's still investigating.
Funny. That's my first visit to the prosecutor's office. Funny that my first visit to the prosecutor's office would be like this.
Hey everyone, keep up the good work.
Hey, what are you thinking?
Well, they're working to be my coworkers 3 years from now after all. No harm in saying hello.
Actually, there is. You know, attorneys aren't supposed to examine crime scenes. I'm trying not to stand out too much here, see? Hey there. You expecting to go unnoticed here, partner?
Partner?
Oh, shit. What do we have here? Looks like a bambina got lost from a ranch and is up to no good. Folks, gotta learn to keep them doggies side down, partner.
Mr. Marshall?
Marshall looks more like a sheriff to me. Looky here, bambina. I know how you feel, but it's my gang's gold strike, see?
The strike?
It's our claim of territory, with a mother load of evidence. If you're fixing mess with that, what's ours, you'll regret it, partner. You know, what dreams the cacti out in the desert dream. You want to? What's this guy talking about? You had a long home now. Happy trails, bambina. Was that, hombre, you're a friend of yours?
Kind of, sort of. Yeah, he's a detective.
I just heard some knocking at the door. Give me a sec. False alarm, there was nothing there. Who thinks he's a sheriff from the Wild West, as it seems? Alright, let's examine.
This is where cars leave the lot.
The air on the ground makes a lot more like an entrance.
What are you talking about? It's plainly an exit.
Well, maybe it's both, kind of like a dual purpose.
The theory of relativity.
What?
Gotta write this down. Hey, Mr. Wright. Maybe you know, was Mr. Relativity German or was he British?
Mr. Relativity? Are you sure that was his name?
Look, a door. It must mean something.
I'm not sure that doors mean anything.
Sure, it won't open a mysterious lock.
I've got to see what's mysterious about it.
Mr. Wright, you need to learn to enjoy life more.
Let's finish our investigation first, shall we?
Aha, a ladder.
That's a stepladder.
What's the difference? Scientific terms, please.
So this is scientific, huh?
Look at the basic nature of things, Mr. Wright.
This all seems so horrible familiar now.
Here's a phone. Let's see how it works. Hey, don't touch stuff we don't need to be touching. I can't hear anything. My ears. No, my ears. Maybe it's through the biometric pressure.
What's she babbling about?
Hey, what did you just say?
See, you could hear just fine. The phone's broken.
The wall's in our way.
I just got a faucet for water.
Wait, I know. The wall's merely a facade hiding the truth. There's no wall but a water tank.
I fail to see how that makes any sense. Any difference either way? An oil drum. Looks like it's filled with water.
It's heavy. It won't even budge.
And the drum's over there is on its side.
Wait, I know. It hide in here and do a stick out.
I think you'll probably just get arrested. In fact, may not even have to hide in the drum to get arrested.
What? I'm not suspicious. Look, a stylish glass-walled room. Very nice.
You could see the whole parking lot from here.
It's the security. Perhaps it's cafe.
Huh?
Cafe security. Yeah, that must be it. Let's check it out later.
I hate to break it to you, but I think it's probably just a security guard office.
You know, I scored a 97 on my science test the other day.
Too bad they don't have a test for common sense. Alright, oh, there's a wallet here. What's this? A wallet? Excuse me, officer?
Wait, what are you doing, Mr. Wright?
What am I doing? I just found a wallet, so I'm handing it over to the police.
I don't believe it. This is real basic. Anything at a crime scene is evidence. Let us be scientific about this, please. Just put it in your pocket.
How is that scientific? Sounds like theft to me. Wallet hastily stuffed into pocket.
I'm called to duty here. I'm called to duty already at my tender age. Here I'll teach you about the tricks of examining evidence in detail, okay?
By the way, her eyes are sparkling. I could tell she's been waiting for this.
Okay. Now look at the court record. You have to be sure to examine the evidence carefully on all sides. Now, let's start examining for every angle. Now look, you might be a clue there. You should check it out. Now press enter.
This is an ID card? Sergeant Bruce Goodman, ID 5842189.
See? Well, it's scientific investigation useful.
I guess, though I don't see what science has anything to do with it. Goodman's ID added to the court record.
Let's be sure to examine every piece of evidence we find.
I guess I've got to be on my toes from now on. Oh shit, examine the little hatch. I forgot. Oh, I guess we don't examine that. Is that everything? The vent? No? Wait, okay. That's it. Yeah, no, that's everything that to investigate. Security. Back a slide. Slide to the lip. And here's the thing.
Well, there's no time to waste. Let's go hunting for clean use. Well, I wonder what this is.
Well, partner, looks like you got no intention of going home quietly. The sheriff. Like I said before, this here's my claim. It'd be best to mosey along, unless you be fixing to bite the bullet. God, scary.
Could you tell us one thing owns that car?
Well, that's a little filly. Got a good nose on it. You wanna know who rides that red Mustang with the body in the saddle, eh?
Please.
No problem, partner. But time for vitals anyway. Get yourself a saloon up in 12th floor in the Prosecutor's office. Might just find you a cerveza you like. prosecutor's office? Where does this guy think he is? And when, for the matter?
Note yourself. Look up the virtual saloon cerveza.
Maybe we should check out room 1202, the High Prosecutor's office. In any case, stay away from the car. You can look around there all you like, just keep your paws off our claim. Right, great.
Great, maybe there's some clues around here, Mr. Wright. Let's check it out.
Excuse me? Were you two all set?
Us?
Oh. What's this? She couldn't be.
You're selling lunches here? This is a crime scene.
Hello, half and half, was it?
Oh, thanks.
And you, sir? Yes. Some crunchy goodness coming at you. Thanks. Interesting way of doing business. This area is off limits to anyone without clearance, especially passerbys. Or are you officers?
No, but you don't exactly look like time to have clearance.
Well, that's hardly a way to greet someone. Even in my days at the cough-up queen of it, are over. Cough up, huh?
You know, I feel kind of full. Maybe I'll pass on lunch.
It's quite connected to this case, you see. Images are burned into my eyes, you might say. Yes, all the sordid secrets.
Secret?
Dear me, you are a slow one, aren't you? I'm referring to the murder, the stabbing of the detective. What? A witness clearly saw me committing the crime.
You mean you're the witness? My sister was talking about...
Please cough up, Queen. Tell us what happened. The name is Angel Star. Don't you go forgetting it. Or before you know it, I'll have to I'll have you whimpering at my heels. Yes, madam. Yipes. She means... Alright. I guess we could just talk to her. The case. Somehow I knew. Yes, it was day of destiny. I knew something was gonna happen. Just like I know that the daily special on Friday every week is salmon. Destiny was yesterday special for some reason? You're a defense attorney, right? You should know then. You should know the foul misdeeds of evil ones who daunt the den of inequality.
Evil ones?
Prosecutors, they have no qualms at all about blackening the names of innocents. And yesterday, they paid homage to the most evil one of all. They gave an award for King of Prosecutors. What a farce.
So she's saying that there was some sort of prosecutors convention yesterday?
I was almost compelled to lace their lunches with something foul.
Do you have a personal grievance against prosecutors or something? Or is there some kind of scientific evidence this, evil?
Young miss, mock me at your own risk. You'll soon find out why they call me the cough of cream.
Ew.
The most heinous of all the evil ones, the one they awarded yesterday. It was in his car that they found the body. Proof of that he devoured the evilest lunches of all.
Really?
Really? Wow, I'm totally confused. One thing's clear, this Lunsley has a thing against prosecutors. So, what exactly did you witness, Miss Starr?
It was fascinating spectacle, to be sure. I now feel I know what they say when they talk about a woman's wrath. To see Lana Sky wield the knife so. Her knife flashed dagger, bringing him to a sad end. It was truly a sight to see. You mean you saw the very moment of the crime? The sound of the slivery ties of the world being cruelly cut by the rings of my ears, and the rhythmic beats of Lana Sky's knife.
But wait a second, you know Lana Sky?
Of course. It's quite a feat becoming the chief prosecutor. How many lunches of sin did she pack to make that journey, I wonder? She always travels light.
Now, why would this pretty lunch lady know the chief prosecutor's name?
Could we ask you a bit about yourself, Miss Starr? I come here every day to sell lunches. I import only the finest and best from the Far East. For some reason, the boss lunches are a hit here. Why not just make the lunches here rather than import them? Did you say something? No. Only true connoisseurs can understand. The kind that you can only tell someone who has tried General Tso's Chill Bites lunch set. Never mind, you win.
I don't even want to appreciate part of the Trilbit's favor.
Anyways, I come here every day to sell lunches. My boyfriend works at the security room here in the prosecutor's office. Your boyfriend? See the security room over there?
The glass wall booth?
I sell my lunches, and since I'm here anyways, I drop in to see him.
Since you're here anyways, I guess selling lunch is more important than romance.
So if you scientifically analyze the data available so far, you must start a lunch vendor with an ulterior motive for coming here.
Useful analysis, not. Did you have a bad experience with the prosecutor, Miss Starr? I sense some hostility.
Hostility? Perhaps. Prosecutors are all alike, and the bigger they are, the worse they smell. Kind of like a 10-day-old clams and chowder.
I wonder if Miss Starr was involved in some sort of legal trouble in the past.
That'd be sure cause for food poisoning, scientifically speaking, of course. I mean, now you're talking awful clean.
I thought she was just the lunch vendor, but now I'm not so sure. Alright. What did I say? I already said all of this.
A detective's attorney must be able to fight. How about you? Did you think you can win? How about tackling a Lunchland Pickle Supreme lunchbox? Wow, it's really crunchy.
A box of pickles? Kind of a sad lunch if you ask me. Okay. So confused. So I'm looking at the apparently the Steam version of this game is missing a bunch of achievements. Weird. Oh my gosh. High Prosecutor's office, room 202, 1202.
This is a kind of room that just screams, I can do the job. Quite the change from your office, really.
Thanks.
Look, there is a trophy or something here.
A trophy? What's that, a shield?
It takes real nerve to display stuff like this. Every office, they must be a real suck-up jerk.
Phoenix Wright. You're never tired of prying into other people's business, do you? That voice. Long time no see, Edgeworth.
Huh? Ah! Mr. Edgeworth?
You know him from somewhere?
Of course, I'm his biggest fan. My sister introduced us once and...
Right, her sister's chief prosecutor after all. Well, what brings you here? I'll warn you, I've been known to be a real suck-up jerk.
No. Did I... No. It was just Mr. Wright here.
Hey, don't blame me.
We were just here to investigate a murder case.
Murder?
A body was found in this nasty bright red sports car in the parking lot.
That would be my car. What of it?
What? Your car?
I'll say one thing, she certainly can scream. Alright, let's look at... I've been wondering, what the heck is this?
That's a big K on it.
For prosecutors. What's that? It's the King of Prosecutors trophy.
King of Prosecutors?
It's a great honor they send the shield to the best prosecutor each year. What, so? So the case that's...
K stands for King?
Yeah, you got a problem with that? I didn't sign the thing.
King of Prosecutors kind of sounds like Employee of the Month, only better.
King Prosecutors trophy added to the court record.
Wow, the jacket's even lacier than the usual ones. This must be his lucky trial jacket.
Lucky jacket? Right, I've never seen him wear it.
I'm sure there's a story behind why it's in the frame. Maybe you'll be naughty. I'll take a picture.
He's getting way too excited about this.
My, what an amazing bouquet. That's right for Mr. Edgeworth.
No kidding. Hey, there's a card on it. Back from the dead Wendy? Wendy? I've heard this name somewhere before.
And besides it, the giant steel samurai. Wow, I want one.
Huh? There's something written on the bottom of this foot. Between the rock and a hard place, Wendy.
Wendy? Is she Mr. Edgeworth's fiance?
I don't think so.
Whoa, that's a view. It must be nice to have an office on the 12th floor.
I guess you'd feel important.
Incidentally, were you to jump out of this window, the time until impact to the ground would be... Got it. Approximating 3.23 seconds.
That's handy note.
Whoa, cute! That's pretty T-set.
I got more of the instant tea bags myself.
Amazing. The drawer below is filled with packets of tea leaves. They're all sorted by place of origin and flavor. Look at the royal blend. It's an exquisite, splendid concoction.
Alright, just to be sure, am I actually streaming? Also, I didn't do anything. What the hell? I still haven't checked. What am I doing? Yo, flat's on. Okay. Indeed, I am streaming. Okay. Indeed, I am streaming. Okay, perfect. Now check YouTube. Working? Now check YouTube. Perfect. There's such a thing as taking a hobby too far. Alright.
Wow. These are all the case files? They're stacked up to the ceiling. There's even a ladder.
Odd. I thought Edgeworth wasn't good with heights.
You must have someone to get them for him.
Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe?
You must study these cases reports so closely. He's so cool.
You wouldn't say that if you saw him sweating bullets up on the ladder.
Hey, a chessboard.
I'm not too up on my chest, but looks like blue's a bit of a tight spot.
The red knights have him surrounded. The blue pawn.
Huh?
Those horses are mounted knights. The swords have surely sharp edges. And check out the poor pawn. The head is kind of spiky. Kind of reminds me of you. Mr. Edward must be an avid chess player. What's wrong, Mr. Wright?
Edges surrounding a pawn with spiky hair? Nah, it's nothing. A work desk. It's quite tidy, as one might expect.
What a nice desk. Easy to use and easy on the eyes. It's polished so well I can even see my own reflection.
Strange. Why did I just picture Detective Gumshoe?
Maybe I'll take the name of the plaque as a souvenir.
Don't. He'll sue you. Alright, I feel like that's everything in this room. Up the couch.
Mr. Edgar has such a comfy sofa.
Sofas like this make me want to curl up and take a nap.
I bet he pores over his case files here until the wee hours of the morning. Then he takes off his jacket, rolls up his sleeves, and goes to sleep using his arms as a pillow.
I don't believe it. She's actually daydreaming about Edgeworth working.
I bet the morning he has silver hairs and little creases on his cheek from the seams. He's so cool.
Silver hair is cool. Alright. I guess. So the body was found in your car. Go ahead, say it, Mr. Wright. You think I did it, don't you? After you went through all the trouble to help me last year, no less?
No, we don't think you did it. I mean, it was my sister who stabbed him. Oh, wait, no, she didn't do that. I mean...
Wait. So you're the chief prosecutor's little sister, then?
Yes, sir. Emma Sky, it is. It's nice to see you again.
No, that didn't sound forced at all. Now I remember, you've really grown. I admit I was surprised for me too. To think that my own car would become the seat of a murder. More surprises still. I'm being forced to prove my superior's guilt. I can understand. Wait, what did you say? Lana Sky is the chief prosecutor, is the top prosecutor of the district. She can't prosecute herself, so I'll be prosecuting at the trial tomorrow. Hello, Maximum Fun. Welcome. I'm pretty sure you've been here before.
You, Mr. Edgeworth?
To be honest, it's a bit of a miracle that I'm still here at all. What do you mean? Rumors? You've heard the rumors about me, haven't you? Miles Edgeworth. It's hard to remember a time when you weren't rumors about this guy. Forging evidence, arranging false testimony, illegal searches, you name it. Thanks to you, my innocence was established in the trial at the end of last year. However, there are some who say I'm the one responsible for the current incident. What? That's crazy! Some people need very little excuse to think ill of others. It's a fact of life, impossible to stop.
But...
Some of them go even so far as to present me with toys like this. They think it's funny.
Toys? That bronze statue, there's gotta be some story behind that one.
And Chief Prosecutor Sky, yes, we worked together on a case 2 years ago. It was my first big case.
That's right, I remember.
2 years ago? I wasn't even a lawyer yet. Since then, I always felt that she was looking out for me. It appears I was mistaken.
Mistaken? Why? I mean, I know she's not the warmest person, but I'm sure she felt some responsibility for you.
Then why? Why did she stab someone in the trunk of my car? Not only that, she stabbed him with my knife.
What? Mr. Edgeworth, your knife was the murder weapon?
To be specific, it was the knife I kept in the toolbox in the trunk of my car. Edgeworth's knife added to the court record. Oh, I think I know what happened. So, Lana saw the body with the knife wound, and then she assumed that Edgeworth did it, so she stabbed him and then saw that there was a witness. Perfect. I could clear Edgeworth from this. But Edward didn't do it, and Lana didn't do it. She just tampered with the evidence. So technically she did commit a crime. Okay. I think I understand what's going on. Yeah. It all making sense now. Edgeworth? What? Are you sure you didn't do it? Come on. Can't you take a joke?
You have a strange sense of humor, Mr. Wright.
So, basically this says you were the best of the best last year, huh? You're gonna take that foolish grin elsewhere, right? I lost a day of work to receive that travesty.
Huh? Oh, why is that?
I had to go to the police department to receive the broken shields.
The police department?
Yes, right next to the police station downtown. You've been there, haven't you?
Where Detective Gumshoe works? Yeah. I was wondering about your shield. Why is it broken?
What does it matter? I've got more important things to worry about.
Oh, right.
He doesn't seem too concerned about the awards, for better or worse. Yesterday was very busy. Day at the prosecutor's office.
Just died by the cardiac arrest or something, and Lana thought he was killed.
Is that actually what happened? That would actually be hilarious. I was like, that's actually like a, oh my god, have you seen what's it called? Happy Friends? Smiling Friends. Give me a sec. Let me see if I can show you a clip of Smiling Friends. Alright, hopefully this doesn't break my computer. As you know, oh my god, it's already like, just turning on the browser is encoding overload. Consider turning down video settings for bad. You can get reset. It's already like, no, you already got too much on your screen. Stop trying to get more things on your computer. I thought of it when I played the 5th chapter. Ah, yes.
The day-old days. Oh no. Okay, give me a sec. Happy friends. Is it called Happy Friends? Happy Pals? What is it called? Oh, Smiling Friends. Smiley Friends. Murder. Alright, hopefully this, oh my gosh, bro. The part that I need has like all the annotations. Like the little video picture things. Okay, I'm gonna need to find a different video. I saw you. Ah! Hey Prometheus. How you doing? Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna show it to you and then hopefully like you guys understand what I'm going for. Okay, so Opera. What's up? What's up, Maxim? Let me show you. Oh, it's gonna be hard to do. Okay, give me a sec. Do this. And then this is what I wanted to show you.
Listen up, everyone.
Rewind it.
Favorite fast food restaurants becoming healthy and cleaning up their image? Fast food.
What? So salt and pepper did it?
Fine, we did.
It's still going. Died.
We just need to see who killed him first.
You really did do it.
Wait a second, there's a bit more footage left.
You can't see it. But he dies of a heart attack and then everyone just murders
That
him.
means we legally can all go free. Yay! This time I'm.
So it's the worst possible footage I could have got of that situation, but that's the best I could got. Yeah, someone was in the chat saying like, "Oh, imagine if he just died of a heart attack and then they just like thought that they got murdered." Yeah, that's basically what happened to what's that one guy. All right. Yesterday was a very busy day at the prosecutor's office.
Maybe we should go ask him about, ask him more about yesterday.
Could you tell us more about yesterday, the day of the murder? Yesterday was the annual cleaning day of the prosecutor's office.
Cleaning day?
Working with the police department, we sort the files and all evidence for solved cases. We call it evidence transferal.
Wiping your hands of old cases, in other words.
Oh, and another thing, a ceremony was held at the police department. There's an annual review and awards for outstanding police officers and prosecutors.
And that's when you got the shield?
It was the police department yesterday afternoon. I got back at 5:12.
That's very precise.
People like myself and Mr. Edward pride ourselves in our precision, Mr. Wright.
No, I place little faith in my memory. The only thing I trust is solid evidence.
Edward's parking stub.
This is the parking stub of the parking lot.
The murder took place at 5:15. Then how did he die? Oh wait, did he leave his car in the parking lot while he went? How did he get there? Did he carpool? If he carpooled, then someone must have been with him, unless he took the bus or he walked home, or he walked here. But then why would he get the parking stub from thing? I'm so confused. What? That makes zero sense. Okay.
So the murder happened right after you got back.
What? Right. I'd appreciate if you direct that suspicious glare elsewhere.
Excuse me, Mr. Edgeworth, anywhere on the premises?
I'm Edgeworth, what is it?
I'm here, sir, at the request of Chief, sir. I've got your report, sir.
Report? What, did you find new evidence in the case against Chief Prosecutor Sky?
I don't like the way this conversation is going at all. Sky, sir. No, sir. No name of that kind, sir. Not this report, sir.
I think I just heard Edward's lid blow.
Mr. Edward's lid isn't on very tight, is it?
I made a clear report, not to the police department, did I not? I need to focus on the trial tomorrow, so don't bring me anything unrelated.
Sir, but sir... I'm just following orders, sir, and they told me to bring this to you. I'm aware that...
Give me your name.
Yes, sir. Minkin, sir. Oh. Mr. Meeseeks. Officer Meeseeks.
Right. Officer Minkins, and take your report and leave. And good luck with that raise next month.
But sir, I didn't know.
Poor guy, it looks like he was absent on the day he gave out brains and good luck.
Right.
Yes, sir.
He caught me off guard. As you see, I'm busy. You may leave now.
That's true as he says, Mr. Wright.
The victim was a detective. That's the same department as the patrolman just now. Go down to the police department. You can ask more there.
Thanks. He seems to finally calm down a bit. Yeah. But like his legs were like trunk up. It's like he fell out of the trunk or something. Like he was inside the trunk and then he came out and then died because his head was on the floor. His feet was inside the car. You know? Oh, you're still here. February 22. Police department entrance. I see Gumshoe right at the entrance.
Oh, we're finally here.
I feel like Detective... What do you mean you feel like Detective Gumshoe right now? What does that mean?
Why would they put a police department so far away from the prosecutor's office?
Beats me, it took almost 30 minutes by taxi, and traffic wasn't even that bad. The police department, huh? I've only ever been a criminal affairs next door, Hold on. What's that? Disturbing. Why does that too late like that? Oh wait, I know. This is the Blue Badger. They're trying to make him a police mascot.
Well, Mr. Wright, you sure know a lot about the police. Still, he seems familiar somehow.
Forget the Blue Badger. Who's that next to him?
Someone appears to be dancing with the Blue Badger. Uh-oh, he noticed me.
He sure is running fast over here. I was about to do the voice.
Hey, pal! What are you doing here?
That's my line, Detective Gumshoe. Specifically, why were you denting over there?
What? Well...
Well, at least he doesn't seem to be busy with this. This is our chance to get information.
Hey! I'll have you know I'm a very busy pal!
Alright, let's, examine.
I was wondering about that.
What? The Blue Badger? That is my masterpiece.
You made this, Detective Gumshoe?
The chief threw together some designs and I did my thing, pal.
Nice work.
It's battery powered so it can go anywhere. There's no switch, so just dance till the battery dies.
Poor Blue Badger, faded to dance till he drops.
I feel like it was used as the murder weapon. Because what? You see the handprint, and then you could see like the stab motion. Stab. The red light stick looks like you could put a knife in there and go stab. You know? I feel like that's evidence. The usual wanted posters are hanged up on the bulletin board. Do you know this face? If you do, dial 911.
You know, Mr. Wright, you always thought it was kind of funny. I've never seen anyone who look like the people on the posters. They hardly even look human.
She has a point.
I always get excited when I come to the police station.
Why is that?
It feels like I've jumped into a movie.
Huh?
You know, with all the police and criminals.
Well, no, I know it's... if this is all that exciting.
Sure it is. Look at those two officers over there. They're probably talking about the latest bust.
Funny, I thought they were talking about the weather. What? Run.
Run.
The detective in there looks pretty busy.
Just imagine right now, behind those doors, the police drama in action.
Somehow the thoughts fails to excite me. Look, the patrolman is saluting to the other guy. He must be a detective. And then I said, hey. And then I said, hey, do you know that your soup will get cold, buddy? That's hilarious, sir. I laughed so hard I cried.
I guess he wasn't saluted but wiping his tears from his eyes.
They make a good pair.
Mr. Wright, do you know why patrolmen, like patrol cars, are painting white and black?
No idea. Why?
Well, I think they're designed after pandas.
A panda?
Not that I have a scientific proof, but I just have a theory.
Every second. You wait.
You know what? I'm still waiting for the gumshoe to appear in the Ace Attorney games after trials and tribulations.
Really? No more Gumshoe? That's sad. I mean, he's in the what's it called? He's in the what is it called? Prosecutor? The what is his name? Mr. Edgeworth game.
Help me. Help me.
I feel like this is some kind of meme.
I guess he is an investigation in one of the Apollo Justice case. But I want
More. You want some more?
ISCYO.
You.
And it's not even completed. I'm pretty sure everyone sees me.
And you want to see the worst part?
You are.
Not safe.
Not that I have any scientific proof, it's just a theory.
Do you mind me asking how you came up with that theory?
It was when I was on a trip to a school. When I was on a school trip, I saw a patrol car, and it came to me. We had just been to the zoo.
And what about zebras? Did they not have those at your zoo? Alright. I think that's everything. Oh, the campaign.
The banner here is announcing the crime-fighting campaign.
Nice slogan.
I wonder if they're selling fingerprint scent.
I don't think that's the kind of campaign.
My family wouldn't want to sit at home. It's good for finding out who snuck into the cookie jar.
I think most families can figure that one out without the extra help. I could tell you one thing. If you were watching me, you wouldn't want to. Alright. The case.
I'll give you one word of advice, pal. You better not agree to defend that suspect in this case.
But why not? Oh,
Huh? Well, it's just that the chief prosecutor has confessed to the crime. She says she summoned a detective to the prosecutor's office and she killed him.
but what if she's not telling the truth?
Yes, well, no, come on, pal. There's plenty of evidence against her.
But what if the evidence was faked?
And what is that supposed to mean?
What did you? Oh, wait. Hey, pal, can I speak to you for a second?
Huh? Me?
Why is this little girl so peeved at me?
She's a relative of the suspect. She's Lana Sky's sister.
Whoa! The chief prosecutor's little sister?
Just please investigate this case carefully, okay? Scientifically.
Sir! Yes, sir! Oh, by the way, you might want to keep your voices down. You don't want to overhear words like faked.
Huh?
It's just that sensitive issue with us these days.
So, what are you doing here, Detective Gumshoe?
Me? Oh, well, nothing really. They kicked me out of the criminal affairs.
Detective Gumshoe, what did you do this time? Oh no, they kicked out Mr. Gumshoe? Is that why he's not in the other games?
What you mean this time?
And what happened? I know things are busy right now. I mean, with my sister's case and all.
It's true. They never had a chief prosecutor murder anyone before. Only the highest ranked people are being led into criminal affairs now. Lowest ranked guy in there is our chief of detectives. They're not letting any of us rank and file detectives in at all.
None of you?
I know this is an important trial, but isn't that a little odd?
So, anyways, I'd spend the day getting the banjo stand back.
Isn't there anything else you could be doing?
The chief believed himself as directing this investigation, pal. And Officer Marshall was assigned to the underground parking lot.
Officer Marshall?
Now that I think about it, Emma did seem to know that Marshall guy.
The patrolman is in charge of the crime scene. That's unheard of, pal.
Detective Gumshoe, what can you tell me about this?
Hey, pal, this is Detective's ID card. You can't keep that. You have to turn it in to the police. It's people like you that get me into so much trouble all the time.
I mean, Detective Gumshoe must have dropped his card a lot.
Let me see. Bruce Goodman. Goodman? Sounds familiar. Nah, my mistake.
But didn't you work together with him in the criminal affairs?
Whoa, now I remember. Bruce Goodman, the victim.
That's what I thought.
Can you tell us more about Detective Gumshoe?
So the ID card belongs to the victim?
He was a detective like myself. Detective Bruce Goodman.
Don't you think it's strange? I mean, why would the victim's ID card be lying on the ground where we found it?
Well, Detective Goodman should have been at the police department yesterday. There was an evidence transfer for the case he handled 2 years ago.
Evidence transferal? Mr. Edward mentioned that too. But Detective Goodman was killed by the prosecutor's office.
Well, that thing, it's hard to say this, but where the chief prosecutor's guy called him out there to the parking lot.
A lot of confessing as much. Oh, right,
Hey, that's it. That's the king of prosecutors, a warrant to Mr. Edgeworth got yesterday.
Were you at the award ceremony, Mr. Gumshoe?
Of course, pal. I got an award for diligence myself.
Ah, congratulations.
I was wondering, why is it awarded shield? And why is it broken?
Oh, there's a reason. I'll tell you that later.
Apparently he's forgotten.
But I was proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award.
I'm assuming because he broke the prosecutor's defense. Is that what he's saying? Because he gets a lot of guilty verdicts.
I'm proud of Mr. Edgeworth for winning that award, even with all them naysayers in the prosecutor's office.
Naysayers? Must be because of the rumors. God damn it, these mosquito bites.
Found in Mr. Edgeworth's car, stabbed with Mr. Edgeworth's knife, huh? What could drive Chief Prosecutor Scott to do such a thing? Wait, I didn't mean, I mean, sure, of course, someone else really did it. Someone who must have had a grudge on Mr. Edgeworth.
The car and the knife seems a little too well organized to be a coincidence. I feel like the way this is going is, Angel killed the guy to frame Mr. Edgeworth because she doesn't like him. Because she says she has a disdain. She had a trial 2 years ago. She said something about 2 years ago. Edgeworth mentioned something about 2 years ago. The police died about something with files about 2 years ago. The police officer came in about files about 2 years ago. And then Lana, because she said, oh, that she did it, now Angel can't testify against that because now it's going to seem like, oh, if she did do it, then who did? So it's better to convict one prosecutor than none at all. Because it's going to be a flimsy case if it's Mr. Edgeworth. Yeah, that's my thesis. Hypothesis.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth. What could have possibly happened?
We have to find out a little more about what's going on with Edgeworth.
He's in a tough spot again.
Again? Why is there so many flashbacks in the...
Well, it all started with the murder in the defense of Attorney Hammond.
But Mr. Edgeworth was found innocent.
Listen, pal, we have always been rumors about Mr. Edgeworth. Forging evidence, making deals with witnesses. Nothing straight, alright, but there's always been whispered rumors. Ever since he accused of murder, no one's whispering, they're practically shouting.
But there's no evidence against him.
Well, Mr. Edgeworth has always had an unusually strong ties to the department higher-ups. It's only natural people would be suspicious.
I had no idea he was under the gun.
Anyways, the latest trial has started a new rumor. People say that the only reason he took this case is because he's aiming for the chief prosecutor's position himself.
What?
But I know the truth, pal. Nobody wants to be the one who has to prosecute the chief prosecutor. Mr. Edgeworth is biting the bullet for this one. He's doing this for all of us.
No, why would they do this to me? No. Oh, Cottontail is online. Honestly, it's supposed to change by itself. Oh shit. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. Is it because I have a program that's supposed to change it for me? But apparently I forgot to change it when I changed my title. Yeah, that would easily incriminate. Oh, who would possibly have died from poisoning? Oh yes, the lady with the food. Or because of the she's trying to get someone else. Why is my... Oh, it's so laggy. It'll turn up eventually. Turn up. Oh my god, it's taking... It's like those... It's like using all that internet. Like, I'm legit loading this game. I'm loading this, my Twitch stream. And it's just going, like, bit by bit. It's being, changed. Alright, that should update. It's already taken way too much of my processing power. Okay.
Mr. Ed. Oh, right.
Still waiting for someone to be poisoned with an enema in this game.
Does that really happen? Being poisoned with the enema? Why would you do such a thing? That's terrible.
And that's all I know about that. I'm not officially on this case, you know.
Thank you.
Why are you handling this case? Why aren't you handling this case, Detective Gumshoe?
Spirit of justice, I'm looking at you.
Apollo Justice? We met the guy who is... What's his name? The guy in the parking lot.
That'd be Officer Marshall. He was appointed directly by the chief of police.
Officer Marshall, he's some kind of Wild West sheriff or something.
No, Jake Marshall's just a regular officer from West LA.
For a moment there, I wasn't sure.
Hey, pal, let me try to make things easy for you. Show him this and they'll let you examine the crime scene, maybe.
Detective's letter of introduction. I'd be surprised if this gets us anywhere.
Just act like you're supposed to be there. Nobody will look twice, pal.
Alright. We got to go in. No, no one died that way yet. So.
This way yet. At least I didn't get to that point in the games.
Okay. Looks like they're investigating. The investigation is still going on.
I have to get going back to the shop.
So it looks like I'll be stuck in the pits.
Oh, Sarah, looks like I'll be stuck in the pits till sun sleeps. I'll see you in my dreams tonight then, baby.
Oh, you're still here. Hello? Why are you surprised? Looks like... Why the surprised looks? Didn't I mention? I've got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too.
Oh.
So she's a whore!
Sorry. That was a joke. That was... I don't mean to offend no one. That was just the most obvious thing I could possibly say. She's either cheating or she's in a polygamous relationship. One of the two. Sorry, I just had to make the obvious joke.
I got a boyfriend in criminal affairs too.
What happened to security guard?
Hey, what's wrong, Bambino? You're looking like a doggy that's lost her herd.
Jake Marshall. Strange guy to put in charge of a crime scene. Would you mind reading this for me?
What's this? I warned you fan letters, so me go right to this platoon.
It's a letter of introduction from Detective Gumshoe. May we investigate?
Gumshoe? That old cow dog? You owed a birthday party or something. Look. Where it should say letter of introduction says invitation.
I think he just miswrote it. Wait, am I getting all defensive here?
No worries, it proves that from Detective Gumshoe better than a blood test. Guess I better let you in then.
Thank you, Officer Marshall.
Oh, that's right. He's a patrolman, not a detective. That reminds me.
Hey, wait a second. Isn't a crime scene supposed to be handled by a detective or higher?
Well, folks, the clues are calling. Welcome to our gold strikes. Be like the settler, strike out the lands unknown. Manifest destiny, that's have a hootenanny.
Note to self, police investigations are like settling land. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you say?
I say I won't be needing this anymore. Okay.
I really like Marshall, by the way.
Yes. He looks like a cool character, especially his music. It's got the little western charm. Officer Marshall, could you tell us more about the victim?
Good men always die young. Remember that, partner?
Could you be a little more specific?
Bruce Goodman, he was a detective, right?
Well, aren't you a feisty doggy there now? Detective Marshall was stabbed here in 5'10". The smiling Madonna told me the tale.
I think he means to witness Mrs. Angel Starr.
One stab to the chest, one piece of work. This here's the autopsy report.
Goodman autopsy report.
Was my sister involved with the victim in any way?
Funny you should mention that, Bambina. Chief Prosecutor Scott and Detective Goodman have nothing in common at all.
Nothing in common?
They apparently worked together in a case a few years back.
So there's no motive?
Goodman was a particularly gifted detective. And that's one reason why he didn't do much work with the chief prosecutor.
My sister caught the victim here on the day of the murder, right? Here to the parking lot?
So it seems, like calling an unarmed man to a shootout at high noon.
I don't mean any offense, but Officer Marshall, you're a patrolman, right? Not a detective?
You call me out, they shoot you for that in Texas.
Huh?
I was one of them fancy shoe detectives till 2 years ago, to tell you the truth.
Okay, he killed him.
It was him.
Well, I found my, he has something to do with the case from 2 years ago, which has something to do with Angel, which helped them cover up the crime. I don't know what's going on, but it's all coming together. Oh, really? Now he tells me.
But you're a patrolman now, so how could you be in charge of a crime scene?
Nothing gets by you, does it, Bambina?
So, why are you in charge?
No reason. They're just short on hands right now. I'm keeping an eye on for in the meantime.
That's odd, though. Detective Gumshoe was saying he has nothing to do, nothing important at least.
He's nothing but a sad old cowdog that can't find his tail. Maybe it's 'cause he runs with the Edgeworth, eh?
Edgeworth?
That cowdog's been kicking out of the cattle run by order of the police, chief of police. Just, he don't realize it yet.
Did Gumshoe kicked out of the investigation? Okay. B block is through here, and this is where the visitors park.
I can see the Lunchland car from over there far in the distance.
Hey, you're right. I like the cute design on the door. I see a cartoon cow munching down on juicy looking steak.
Doesn't that strike you a little creepy?
Just don't think too deeply about it and you'll be fine. There appears to be a car where the body was found. It looks like it's locked on the truck is busted. The crime took place in the parking office, underground parking lots in the prosecutor's office. The body was found in the trunk of the subordinate's car.
Quite the luxury car. I just screamed I have money to burn.
Yeah, prosecutors get a big bucks.
A block, this area is reserved for prosecutors.
Defense attorneys are relegated to B block.
I dream of the day when I'm able to park my car here. I'll go over to B block to buy my hamburgers from you, Mr. Wright.
I'm not planning on giving up my job that soon. This looks like a cell phone.
Scientific analysis would suggest this belonged to the victim. I can't think of anyone else who it could belong to.
What's so scientific about that? Should we check? Of course we check. Right, let's check it out. Oh, it's moving by itself. Okay. It's just like we haven't even seen Phoenix Bicycle yet. We only know that because of the anime.
This cell phone still has a redial screen?
Also, it's basically like Danganronpa? Wait. Is it? Which is the one that I had to examine evidence, like turn around and then open it, like tick? It's a game I played recently. What did I play? Like not recent, but like, you know. Huh. What did I play that was close to this? Because I remember there's like, oh, there's a box, and then you open the box, and then there's something inside, and then you can like take the thing apart. Like that's how like you examine evidence. But what am I thinking of? What game am I thinking of? Because I haven't done this yet in this game. This is the first time we're examining evidence. We've just been presenting the evidence this whole time with no care of the world. What am I thinking of? Does anyone know? Oh, I remember what it was. Resident Evil. That's what I played. It's like Resident Evil. Sorry, it took me so long to figure that out. Also, let's put that that there.
His phone's still on the redial screen.
Redial?
Mr. Wright, most phones keep a record of all these calls that's been made and received. You just press the blue button to display the last number you called. Convenient, isn't it? I'm surprised you didn't know about it.
Sorry to disappoint you, but even I know about things like redial.
Huh? Oh, I'm sorry. It's just, you never know with people from your generation.
Whatever, let's check this phone out. Now let's see who the owner of this phone last called.
Note to self, a self-defense. Defense attorney doesn't think first. He just pushes the button.
Mario? That's weird. That's suspicious. It's funny because I never really inspected any evidence, so I never really expected to inspect evidence until now. Until this little girl's like,
You know, you can investigate some evidences.
and I'm like, okay. Like this would have been useful, like, on the first trial, maybe. And I guess we'll just go with this. But why not in the next games? This is still the first game, right? Or is this the second game? I don't know, because it's all going one by one. This is episode 5, but like I'm not sure if it just goes to the next game automatically. Hey, that song. I know that.
Hey, what's going on over there?
Oh, sorry.
I'll see you, partner. You pressed redial on that phone, didn't you?
Well, yeah.
Whose phone is this anyways? It was on the ground over there.
Whose is it? It belongs to Chief Prosecutor Scott.
What? My sister's?
She apparently dropped it when she was taken into custody after the crime. Look at the call was made right under the murder occurred. Looks like she was trying to fix to call someone. Except she only spoke for a few seconds according to this.
Who did she call?
No idea. Sorry, partner. Now I got a question for you, partner. I heard a phone ring just now. What are those newfangled ringtones?
Oh, that? Oh, that's my phone.
What? Your phone?
Yeah, it's kind of strange, but someone called me right as I picked up the other phone, a wrong number.
I hope you're not lying. They shoot you for that in Texas, partner.
Uh-oh, I've incited the wrath of the Lone Star Patrolman. Oh, fuck. She was calling us. She was calling us because she was calling me. She was calling me a Faye. And then she's like, hey, you're a prosecutor, right? You can defend me. I was like, oh, that was the thing from the beginning of the episode. I was like, oh, sorry, we don't do cases no more. And then he's just depressed, like, sitting down in the darkness. And then the little girl comes and is like, I need you to help me with my sister. And I was like, oh, excuse me, what are you talking about? What do you mean it was made after the final game? So is this basically the 4th game? Because this has 3 games. This came out after the 3rd game. Yes, yes. I only know this game because of the DS.
Is real, is it?
Yep, they laid in the outline of the victim's body.
So wait, the victim must have died when the killer closed the trunk on him.
You have got to be the only person I know that would come to that conclusion. Is there anything else over here? I don't think there's anything else here. Oh! What's this? It looks like a note of some sort.
Look, something written on it.
You're right, let's see. 67S122. And there's a name printed on the paper above. That's Goodman. They fell out of his pocket when he was killed.
Well, so, what does it mean, Mr. Wright?
What am I supposed to know?
Note to self, a deductive reason, go to Edgeworth, not Dwight.
I'm sure Edgeworth wouldn't know what this means either. I'm assuming it's a case file. Okay.
So there's no connection between Detective Goodman and my sister?
That's correct, but there's a gold mine of evidence against her. And the prosecutor's small is none other than Edgeworth himself. I'm afraid your sister's fate is decided, Bambino. Many coincidences, consolences.
Officer Marshall?
Yes, Bambino.
How can you say that? You and my sister, you were...
Is there something between this cop and her sister that I don't know about?
I apologize, Bambino. Seeing something must have got into me. Maybe it's a dry wind that's blowing through the prosecutor's office.
Okay, so chronologically it's in the correct positioning is what you're saying. Dry wind, ill wind? Something's up to something here? But who? Office atmosphere.
Suspicion about Mr. Edgeworth. With all flying around nearly 2 years now.
Forged evidence and range testimonies, you mean?
It was unbeatable because he did whatever he took to win. Unbeatable, that is, until he met you.
But rumors are just rumors, aren't they? These prosecutors weren't talking about evidence, everything to him.
In this case, also the longest case in the series.
Oh my gosh. No!
If you follow the rumors about Edgeworth, you find one person. But they're off limits, untouchable, you might say.
Von Karma? What, one person? Who?
I hate to say this, but it's your sister Bambina, Chief Prosecutor Lane Sky.
What? My sister?
Edgeworth couldn't rustle all those cattle by himself. Some people load their guns with bullets, some people load them with deals.
What are you saying? Edgeworth was making deals to win trials?
Where there's gunshots, there's bound to be bullets. That's what old timers say. There's a big old secret hidden around here. Somewhere. Everyone knows it.
What, why? Is that why Detective Gumshoe was taken off this case? Did they target him because he was closest to Edgeworth?
So, well, how are you doing, Mr. Wright?
I guess I've got some clues. We have an autopsy report, a note from the victim, and a cell phone.
So, you think we'll be okay?
Well, the only thing still bothered me is that Lana is confessing to the crime. She says she did it.
No problem. I can guarantee you that she's not the criminal.
Oh, by the way, Emma,
Yes?
I know that song your phone plays when it rings.
What?
It's the Steel Samurai theme song, isn't it? That popular TV show for kids. The phone that rang earlier wasn't mine. It was yours. At 5:18, just after the murder took place, your sister called you, didn't she, Emma?
I'm sorry.
Can you tell me what you talked about?
She hung right away.
I see. A detective was murdered, and the suspect in the top of the prosecutor of the district. I got a bad feeling about this. Like, maybe I still don't know everything that went on here.
Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney.
February 23rd, 9:34 a.m. District Lobby, Defendant Lobby Number 2. How did your investigations go yesterday, Mr. Wright? Frankly, there's still a lot of gray areas.
Or rather, the whole thing is a big gray area.
Don't worry about me, no matter what the outcome. I'm ready to accept my fate.
I believe in you, sis.
Mr. Wright, let me offer you a word of advice. Yes, a defense attorney should never believe their client. The defendant is called to the trial because they are suspected of wrongdoing. Never forget that. Miss Sky, you remind me a lot of Mia. But there's one decisive difference between you and her, and that is, you're not a defense attorney. I believe it's almost time for the trial. Good luck, Mr. Wright. The first trial without a Fae helping me. No one's gonna bail me out of this time. I'll be alone in there, so I have to discover the truth all by myself.
Let's do this, Mr. Wright. I'll be with you the whole way.
February 23rd, 10 a.m. District Court's Courtroom Number 9.
Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Lane Sky.
The defense is ready, Your Honor.
The prosecution has been ready for a while, Your Honor.
Edgeworth. It's been 2 months and it hasn't... But I haven't been in this courtroom since this trial.
I hope that personal feelings will not be a part of this proceedings today, Mr. Wright. I will choose the path I think is right, regardless of what those around me might say. The judgment to be made here is by our hands, not those of anyone else. Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. Your opening statement, please. Chief Prosecutor Lane Sky has committed an unpardonable crime. Not only this, she was rash enough to commit it in the prosecutor's office logs.
Wow, he's so much more forceful in person. I feel like confessing to everything.
However, she will not pay for her rashness with her life. There is a witness for her crime. A professional witness? Well then, call your first witness, Mr. Edgeworth. The prosecutor calls its first witness, Angel Star, to the stand.
The cough of Queen.
Haven't I seen you before?
You ordered caviar lunch, right?
Oh, caviar! I've never eaten caviar before.
The judge is really wolfing it down.
And as for you, I have a vegetable.
Thanks. Will the witness state her name and profession?
Ah, and you, sir? Did you order the fingerprints lunchbox?
It is too early for lunch. Your name and profession, please.
Well, Your Honor,
How is it?
how does it taste?
So this is why everyone raves about caviar. It is so tasty it hurts. We thought caviar would taste like pickled tapioca.
What the heck does pickled tapioca taste like? Name, profession, now.
Me, the name is Angel Star, and don't go forgetting it. I find myself running lunch lands these days. Is that what you wanted? For me to say, Mr. Edgeworth?
Very well, witness. Please describe the incident to us.
The prosecutor will wait. I'm not finished eating.
Hurry it up.
Very well, Mr. Edgeworth. As you know, we usually call the police to provide a description of the crime.
Your Honor, as Mr. Edgeworth has said to the court, I am a professional.
What exactly does that mean?
Until 2 years ago, Mrs. Angel Star was a special investigator with the police. She was a first-rate homicide detective.
What? Mr. Star was a detective?
Ah! I know who you are! Cough up!
Cough up, Queen. Angel Star, Your Honor. A long time no see.
Very well. You may continue the description, Miss Star.
Just who is this lady?
If I might have the court's attention over here. Parking lots at the prosecutor's office is divided into 2 blocks. Block A for prosecutor's office personnel, and Block B for visitors and clients. A chain divided by separates the 2 blocks. I suppose that's to keep the visitors from taking up a prosecutor's spaces, yes? The crime took place in the car in the back of Block A. In the car's trunk, the killer stabbed the victim with the knife and went to drive the body out. Unfortunately for her, there was a witness and an arrest was made on the spot.
And who was this valiant witness?
Why, it was me, Your Honor.
Witness, did you see the very moment of the crime?
Of course, Your Honor. Immediately after that, I apprehended the chief prosecutor.
It seems rather cut and dry, doesn't it? Very well, Mr. Wright.
I can't agree on the principle, Your Honor.
It seems that some poor losers are unwilling to accept the truth, Your Honor. Shall I proceed to crush what little hope they have remaining?
If you can, then give me your worst, Mrs. Starr.
Wait, are they talking about me?
Somehow I knew the day like this would come. I was on my way to deliver a lunchbox to my boyfriend when I sensed something. Perhaps it was my lovely home detective intuition at work. Though the wild fence, I saw Chief Prosecutor standing next to the garnished car. The Chief Prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand. Then she thrusted the pointy tip of the knife into the Detective Goodman's chest.
Bringing a lunchbox to your boyfriend, how touching.
As you could see, there was no room for doubt.
The key point of your testimony seems to be nothing other than the point of the knife which you saw was stabbed to Detective Goodman.
So, how does it feel to be utterly crushed?
I'm still thinking about that.
It's merely a flesh wound, Mr. Wright.
Very well, Mr. Wright, you begin the cross-examination.
Somehow I knew this day would come. How did you know? I respect the prosecutor's basic abhorrence of crime, yet their methods are ugly and twisted. Twisted methods will always lead to tragedy. The lunch lady's uninformed opinion is duly noted. Given that they are used to erasing inconvenient evidence at their whim, killing off a detective that knew too much is merely an extension of that.
Miss Starr, did you have something personal against prosecutors?
I felt that I had found my dream job when I became an investigator, and if I hadn't been laid off by those prosecutors over there, I'd still be one. Laid off? She was fired? To me, prosecutors are nothing more than worms. They say I'm a pro. As you know, my testimony is unbiased and flawless.
Very well, you may continue, Mrs. Starr.
I was on my way to deliver my lunch to my boyfriend. This boyfriend, he's a detective? Not that boyfriend, the security guard.
That boyfriend? You have several?
Yes, this boyfriend, that boyfriend, and the other boyfriend. Care to join? The yet another boyfriend position is still open for applicants.
I'll stick to my lunch, thanks.
Note to self, they just had to think before replying.
The security guard room is in lot A block. It's set up on the second level, so you can see everything from up there. There's already contradiction in the statement. She said she saw it from block B behind the gate fence, but she was in block A in the security box, which you didn't see it from block B. She saw it from block A, which doesn't make sense. She's already contradicted herself. It's on the second floor. You can see everything from up there. And that should be the room with security sign. Incidentally, you did bring your box lunches by car. Since I'm a visitor, you know, I parked in lot B block. Okay, it's more plausible now.
So, she was in Block B when she witnessed a crime.
Then I sensed something. Perhaps it was my finely honed detective intuition at work. Damn, that would have been totally awesome. You sensed something? So you're saying you had a premonition of murder? Is that like, how would you say? Oh yes, it was like the feeling you get when you view a pumpkin chocked full of seeds. I have no
idea what that means.
Speaking of a detective's intuition, wasn't the victim Mr. Bruce Goodman also a detective? Yes, well, he was like a young cheese.
A young cheese?
A pale white cheese, not yet tangy, and experienced in the streets a greenhorn.
Well, then it must be hard, yellowed and sharp as a tack.
Yeah, and in order it's the old cheese to match.
In any case, those in this lot, I felt something stirring at the back of my mind. The otherwise vendors are chief prosecutor standing next to the garnished car. By garnished car, you mean Mr. Edgeworth's car, yes.
Mr. Edgeworth's?
Incidentally, the knife with which the victim was stabbed was also Mr. Edgeworth's, wasn't it? Indeed it was.
What an odd case this is. The person you saw, are you sure it was the defendant?
I saw her from no further than 30 feet away. I'm certain it was her. If she's telling the truth, we're doomed.
Let's just do what we can, even if we don't have any proof. We can always nitpick.
Witness, in your testimony, you clearly state the following. Prosecutors are nothing more than worms, ergo, you are a biased witness.
You might want to keep those silly opinions to yourself in the future, Rookie.
Huh? Rookie?
Unless you're willing to risk the consequences of doubting me. I'll fry you like a fritter, crisp on the outside, chewy on the inside.
That's inspiring.
I believe what you heard the tagline somewhere. You could cry plagiarism. I may be relegated to a lowly position of a lunch lady, but my instincts are honed.
A photograph? You took this?
The moment I witnessed the crime, my reflexes took over and snap, I took a photo. In fact, one of my lunch boxes is rigged with a camera.
I suppose that's more exciting than just hanging it around your neck. Witness, why am I only seeing this photograph just now?
You think I'd show it to you, a prosecutor? Think again. My boyfriend works at the photography division of the criminal affairs.
Well, this is most certainly the defendant. Uh-oh, that's unmistakably Leonard Sky. Let's see if I could deep fry this camera. Let's do this. 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 Alright, I'm making sure this is properly deep fried. Has it been in deep fryer long enough? I think this is deep fried enough. Alex pretty deep fried. So, what was the defendant doing at that time?
Perfect. The chief prosecutor was holding a knife in her right hand.
Tell me more about this knife that the suspect was carrying.
Well, I'd say the blade was about 4 inches long. Is that right, Miss Edgeworth? That is your knife, after all.
What, the pictures, or what are you talking about? Yes, that's about right.
Prosecutors are by nature well versed in the locations of a man's vital organs. I'm sure it was easier than boiling an egg for my egg salad surprise set.
You can't testify to her ability to kill an egg, I mean a person.
Perhaps a chicken salad set would have been better metaphor.
So, the defendant was holding a knife, was it then? Of course. You wanna see deep fried Edgeworth? I'm gonna show you deep fried Edgeworth. Oh my gosh! That's not deep fried Edgeworth, that's not deep fried Edgeworth at all! Let's do this. Okay, let's add another color correction. Let's increase the hue. That's a good hue. Let's increase the saturation. Change the hue. It's the Simpsons! Write it up! I need to get the perfect amount. Sure, that looks good enough. Alright, and then put a second layer on it. I'm gonna give someone a seizure from this. I need to stop that shit. So the defendant was holding a knife for its then?
Then she thrusted the pointy tip of the knife into the Detective Goodman's chest.
Tell me the court why you didn't try to stop this crime. You did see her raise the knife to strike, no?
The defendant has the points.
Unfortunately, by the time I realized...
It's so true. It's true.
Unfortunately, at the time I realized what was going on, it was already too late.
Too late?
Yes, the next moment, the chief prosecutor brought down the murder weapon.
I see.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said that before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, Mrs. Stark's testimony is flawless.
Sounds pretty fatal to me.
What do we do? This is it. It's my sister's guilty.
Let's just keep our heads cool, and press the witness a bit, shall we? For some reason, having her panic next to me makes me calmer.
Don't smile like that.
Okay. What am I looking for? What am I looking for? Left button. Damn it. That's not what I meant to do. And you witnessed this. You said Miss Sky stabbed the victim with the knife.
As I've already said, yes. I could swear the finest salmon swirl lunch.
I'm sure that's a fine lunch.
But isn't that odd? Look at this photograph. This is a photograph you took the very moment of the crime, is it not? Then why is Miss Sky not holding a knife?
Mr. Edgeworth, your thoughts?
Objection. That had to be the weakest objection ever, Edgeworth. Yet it's still stronger than your ever feeble mind, Mr. Wright.
What do you mean, Mr. Edgeworth?
And this photograph was not taken a moment before the stabbing. This was taken a moment after the stabbing. That's funny. And how can you tell that? Obviously the blood.
Blood splatter.
Huh? See the dark crimson stains on the chief prosecutor's cloak? But it's a black and white photograph.
Oh, it's hard to tell, but that could be blood.
Well, Mr. Wright, I see no problem here. No problem, except you.
Mr. Wright, you're gonna just sit there and take this kind of abuse?
You got a better idea?
Objection!
Wait, that contradicts what the witness already said in her testimony, namely that she took the picture the moment she witnessed the crime.
Well, it seems I was slightly unclear. My apologies.
That's it? If you run out of lunch or you order seconds, problem solved. If you don't like it, try ordering a jumbo-sized lunch from the get-go.
Good advice. I'm not sure I understood, but it's good advice.
I didn't have time to stop her. Prosecutor Sky was cold, calculating like a robot. She killed without pain or remorse. It was premeditated murder. Premeditated? How do you know? Look at the chief prosecutor's hands in the photograph.
Well, those are gloves?
Surgical gloves, made with thin rubber, most likely why she would have had those on. If it was not premeditated, why would she not be wearing those gloves?
These gloves do seem to tell the tale of premeditation.
Premeditated murder is a serious offense.
Witness, add this to the testimony.
The murder was planned. The rubber gloves prove it. What if she was just in the habit of wearing gloves, like driving gloves? The gloves were admitted as evidence when the defendant was arrested. They were rubber gloves of the kind used for autopsies. In other words, when the chief prosecutor came to the crime scene, she came to do murder. It's the only possible conclusion one can make. Everything was planned. It was premeditated crime.
Impressive. I'm sorry they took you off the force, Miss Starr.
Is this bad? She's got them thinking it was all planned. If she can prove this claim, the trial's already over. I gotta think of a way to show that it wasn't premeditated.
It's only a flesh wound, Mr. Wright. We can make it.
You said this before. Anything else?
Scientifically speaking, the Starr system is flawless.
Harmony.
It's fine. She keeps saying the same thing over and over. Okay. 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 And that's when you're wrong. Witness, do you know what this is? Are you trying to test me? I sell lunchboxes for a living, you know. That's a knife. The knife. The knife that was in Mr. Edwards' trunk. Indeed, it is my knife. What is with this case? The bloody murder weapon? The red car? All this belongs to the prosecutor there. The defendant is chief prosecutor of the district, right?
Well, meet the prosecutors, bad people.
The defense has a request. We ask that the witness prove an accurate testimony. What is that, Ricky? In your testimony, you said that Lana Sky planned this murder, and that's why she's wearing those special gloves.
Seems like a natural conclusion to me. The gloves would indicate planning.
However, why would she also prepare the most important thing? The murder weapon. Does that happen?
Oh!
This knife just happened to be in the trunk of the car. Ladies and gentlemen, if you're gonna plan a murder, you don't forget the weapon.
Oh!
Hello.
Order! Order! Order!
Great. Now the tide is turning in my favor.
Great show, Mr. Wright. My sister is as good as free.
Right. I believe the next lunch you'll be eating is a humble pie. What? I hope you weren't deluding yourself into thinking that the tide has turned. Not over such a trifling detail. But... This shoots a hole in the premeditated theory. Bah. The prosecutor could care less for premeditative or not. And the only thing one who seems to care is the lunch lady over there. The defendant, Lara Sky, murdered the detective with a knife. That is the only thing that the prosecutor needs to prove, nothing else.
Very good, Mr. Prosecutor. I suppose you think you're clever now. But you know, as well as I do, that she planned on killing him. It was planned. If it wasn't, why would she have been wearing...
I believe I'd like to hear your testimony again. Witness, please tell us only what you saw, not what you thought.
How dare you? My powers of deductions are not to be underestimated.
Really now?
Lana Sky intended to murder Detective Goodman. That's why she called the victim all the way to the prosecutor's office. I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim. Nothing else would drive the human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
The victim was summoned from the police department to the prosecutor's office. It does sound like a premeditation, doesn't it?
So if I order pizza, does that mean I'm planning to kill a delivery boy?
In any case, the defense may now cross-examine the witness.
Lana Sky intended to murder Goodman. You've said that, but you haven't told us how you know. That's what I'm about to tell you, Rookie.
I believe she just said it was mere prelude to the story she's about to tell. Try not to interrupt her again.
A rookie. Never interrupt the storyteller. It's like pulling a bun out of a half-baked oven, half-baked.
Something half-baked here, and it's you. Try not to confuse the defense witness. They're not very quick on their feet. Now, why did you believe the suspect had intentions to murder the victim?
Her actions speak for themselves. That's why she called the victim of a place to the prosecutor's office. You have no proof that Miss Sky called him there. You have no proof that she didn't.
Mr. Edgeworth, thoughts?
There is no record of calls made to the defendant Mrs. Lana's phone. She might have written him a letter. Come on, you just tried public phone first at least.
In any case, the victim came to the prosecutor's office where he was murdered. I'm sure he had a reason to be there. Witness, why do you think it was the suspect who summoned the victim that day?
I'm sure the chief prosecutor had a grudge against the victim.
What kind of grudge?
Well, I wouldn't know that.
Of course you don't. That's because you didn't have a grudge.
Rookie. Have a lunchbox here. Now, what's inside?
How am I supposed to know?
See? We agree that there is a lunchbox here, but we don't know what's inside. A pretzel's life is like a lunchbox with pretzels. Don't you agree?
Oh, I get it. That's why my lunch is so salty. This just isn't very good with metaphors. The suspect had a grudge against Detective Goodman. Will you tell us what's your bias for thinking this?
It's simple. Nothing else would drive that human machine to plunge the knife in again and again.
A human machine? That's a contradiction. Please. Can't you find fault with something of substance, Mr. Wright?
Note yourself, Mr. Edwards' sighs smell like citrus fruit.
You say again and again. How many times did she stab him exactly?
I often say chop up into 1,000 pieces, but we don't actually mean 1,000 pieces. What difference does it make if the deed is done?
How come she's getting mad at me? Let's just say she stabbed him several times and leave it at that. Leave it at that? This is a murder case, people.
Mr. Wright, you should speak up if you have an objection, you know.
Mrs. Starr just turned out to be short-tempered as she looked when we met her. Turns your abilities as a detective really set her off.
The short wick burns out the faster is a scientific fact.
I wonder, wouldn't it depend on the size of the candle? I mean, add more wax and even a short wick would burn longer.
Obviously, more scientific testing is required.
Lana Skies. Alright, I need to go back to where I was. I got you now. You say she stabbed him again and again, but you couldn't have witnessed that.
Are you testing me? Then I'll test you. What with my moss surprise?
I'm afraid the moss is growing under our feet as we speak, Mrs. Starr. What do you mean? I shouldn't have to explain this, but take a look. The autopsy report states that the death was due to a loss of blood from one stab wound. Aha! You're right! Good show, Mr. Edgeworth!
What a hunk! He's my hero, really!
What about my objection? No one noticed? Well, witness?
You got the crime scene set, right?
Oh, thanks.
I've always believed that no one would ever mistake ketchup for blood. But now I realize that such mistakes are possible.
So you're saying you mistook something for blood?
When she lifted a knife, I thought I saw blood on her breast. Splattered blood from her victim. That's why I thought she must have stabbed him at least twice.
Then tell us, what you saw that you thought was blood? Testify!
The red muffler looked like blood to me. That's how ghastly the whole scene was.
Her red muffler?
Yes, like a scarf the chief prosecutor always wears around her neck. So she can be easily hanged on a moment's notice, I suppose.
She's right. Mrs. Sky was wearing a red scarf, wasn't she? But wait, isn't that odd that you mistook that for blood spatter? Well, people often mistake my beard for a bib. A judge with a bib? That's why this place feels so much like kindergarten sometimes.
Actually, I do think I saw some trace of blood on her chest.
However, the autopsy report is clear on this matter. There was only one knife wound. Apparently, Miss Starr is entirely sure of her own testimony.
Mr. Wright, this is our chance.
Chance for what, I wonder? Miss Starr has turned out to be short-tempered as she has looked when she met her. Judging her ability as a detective really set her off.
Exactly. I mean, the muffler goes behind her. She wears it on her back, not on her chest. If we're getting that part.
The short wick burns the fastest is a scientific fact.
Oh, we already said this.
Lana Scott.
Oh, we already said that. Alright.
Mrs. Starr, I demand an explanation. The witness is clearly not suited for detective work.
What?
The suspect was not wearing a scarf or a muffler of any kind when she stabbed the victim. And you've proven it yourself. With this photograph.
Huh? But that... It can't be!
Only a professional lunch lady could be utterly clueless.
How so?
Congratulations, perhaps you finally found your true calling in life.
Harsh words, but good.
In the end, Mr. Edgeworth prevails.
What's my objection, chopped liver?
But there was a scarf. No, not that. Really red. Really.
Well now, where were we? The witness has given us the entertaining interlude, but back to business.
What?
Very well, witness. Continue your testimony. You saw the crime and apprehended the suspect. Tell us about that.
Very well. I do remember some things accurately, at least. Ultimately, we couldn't shake the most important part of her testimony.
The most important part?
The part where your sister was Sab's the victim. The next testimony might just be the moment of truth. After the murder, the suspect attempted to run behind the partition off to the side. I quickly caught her, expending her right here, and arrested her on the spot. Yes. Oh, okay. When I arrested her, she mentioned the buffalo. That's what had me confused. In my earlier testimony, the chief prosecutor made to escape, but against Angel Star's resistance is futile.
You're quite determined about the scarf, aren't you?
I strike like a snake and bite like a cobra. That's me, Angel Star. That wasn't a very good metaphor. First of all, a cobra is a kind of snake. Don't bother me with this kind of details unless you want to get bitten.
No, thanks.
Note to self, Mr. Wright is weak against poisonous snake bites.
The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. An oil drum? Hard to imagine. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar.
Very well, Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, if you will.
So, where's this partition on the floor plans? I'm sure she means the wall next to the car. That's right. There's a wall there, 6 feet high. She was obviously trying to hide herself, quite a natural thing for a criminal to do. And what is it that you do then? You say quickly. Were you close to the subject? As I said, I was only 30 feet away from her and the whole time. Maybe I should press her a little more for details. Press. I'd like to see this on the floor plans just to be safe. The lunch lady's car was... She was a visitor, thus she parked in B block. You witnessed the murder from here. That would make it about 30 feet from the car, yes? Is that correct, Miss Stark? Yes, you're right. But there's a chain link fence in front of you. I went over it, of course.
Amazing, the cuff of Queen Lunch Lady Athletics team. Indeed.
How so? Also, I'm pretty sure that the fence goes all the way up, doesn't it? You can't climb over the fence. There is no over. It's just ceiling.
I would have taken her for a little time to climb over the fence, so she couldn't have gone into my sister that fast.
Yeah, that fence was about, 9 feet high too. Yeah, no, it does end. I thought it was higher than it was. Never mind. So how did Miss Sky not get away? Yes, I arrested her. She mentioned the muffler. She mentioned the muffler. What exactly did she say? If I remember exactly, I would have told you in the testimony. Cheeky. Anyways, all I heard her say was the word muffler.
Just that one word?
So, what you heard wasn't the suspect talking to you, but to someone else? Yes, the chief prosecutor was talking on her phone. Her phone? That can't mean... Yes, ask further. Okay. By phone you mean the cell phone discovered in the crime scene? Yes, ultimately. Ultimately? My memory is like salmon heading upstream, you see.
No, the court doesn't see, Mrs. Starr.
The chief prosecutor first attempted to use the phone hanging on the wall.
On the wall?
That's right. Near the wall. There was an emergency phone on the wall. Apparently it was out of order.
And so she used her cell phone.
Indeed, the emergency phone was out of order that day.
Good witnessing, witness.
Good witnessing? Whatever happened to good testifying?
You should course out this to testimony.
The things I do to please the rookie defense attorney? I saw it all. How she tried the phone on the wall, but she had to use her cell phone instead. Do you think you could state the testimony to the court?
Aha! I was going to ask the same thing.
I'll only say this one time, so listen close, rookies. The chief prosecutor stabbed the victim and ran behind the partition. She picked up the telephone on the wall, but it was out of order. So she pulled out her own cell phone out of her pocket. And during that time, you climbed over the...
During that time, you climbed over the chain link fence?
Then I boldly grabbed her arm. The chief prosecutor hung up her phone. And you saw her doing this?
What is it, Mr. Wright?
The chief prosecutor made an escape, but against Angel Star, resistance is futile. She made an escape. Can you be more specific? She brushed aside my hand and ran. It was a terrible sight to see, like a dollop of lard on a pallet of foie gras. Huh? She even kicked over an oil drum at me. An oil drum?
There was an oil drum lying on the side of the scene of the crime.
But it's just strange.
What is that?
If she wanted to escape, she would have run the other way.
The other... the parking lot entrance.
That's right. That doesn't make any sense. She was running behind the partition of the oil drums. Excellent. More mysteries.
I wish I could solve a few before finding more, though. So Sky tried to run.
I'm sorry my sister's so suspicious, Mr. Wright.
Not as sorry as I am.
But she didn't do it. I have to believe in me.
After the murder... Okay, what do I do now? I saw it all, how she tried the phone on the wall, but she used her cell phone. Ah, yes. Mrs. Starr, I have to conclude that you have a personal grudge against Mrs. Lana Sky. The witness is a formal detective. Her testimony is unmarred by personal bias. Well, who would have thought that you would be my knight in shining honor, Prosecutor? You who, together with the chief prosecutor, kicked me out 2 years ago. Well, Mrs. Starr, there's a fatal contradiction to your testimony. How do you explain this? I don't know what you're talking about. Tell me, and I'll make you cough it all up. Look at the floor plans. You said you witnessed the crime from this point. However, if that's true, you couldn't possibly have seen Miss Sky making the phone call. I believe you see what I'm getting at. The emergency phone was on the back side of the partition. Indeed, you were in block leave. You wouldn't have seen it.
Order, what is the meaning of this?
It is simple, Your Honor. She's not copying off blonde, she's copied off lies. That is quite a claim, Mr. Wright. Perhaps you will allow me to question. Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told the court. Well, here's where the counterattack begins. Can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about the order of events? What she saw. She lied about what she saw. In other words, she didn't see Miss Sky using the emergency phone.
It does seem hard to imagine how she could have... Very logical.
What's the matter, Star? Cat got your lunch back?
Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory, but why would Miss Star lie about that?
Huh?
Why would she say that my sister had tried to use the phone but failed? It doesn't make any sense why she would lie about something so insignificant.
Oh, damn, she's right.
I mean, maybe she really did see her try to use the emergency phone.
I see no room for doubt here.
I order a patooey on the rice, right?
Mr. Wright, I thought you had something here.
One more try. I see in your eyes. You haven't learned your lesson, have you? Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told the court. Here's the counterattack begins. I can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about the order of events. Mrs. Sky used the emergency phone before the murder.
I see. I wouldn't have thought that.
That took the wind out of her sails.
Mr. Wright, I hate to bother you while you're celebrating your victory, but why would anyone use the emergency phone before the...
puedes hacer es ponerle en su teléfono localizador para ver dónde anda. Bueno,
Huh? Just what you think he can't sink any lower. It amazes us. I applaud you, Mr. Wright.
Your order of orange peels lunchbox, right?
I guess that teaches me to not be excited before the evidence.
Huh? One more try. I see in your eyes you haven't learned your lesson, have you? Tell us exactly what lie the witness has told the court. Here's the counterattack begins. Can't afford to get this wrong. The witness lied about where she saw it. That's the one. Miss Sky tried to use this emergency phone, but it was out of order. Was it significant about this fact? Nothing. Therefore, it would be pointless for Miss Star to lie about it.
Pointless to lie, I see.
But say the witness did actually see Miss Sky using the emergency phone. That would mean Miss Scar witnessed the crime from a different location.
A different location? Now that's pointless lie if I've ever heard one.
Before you call my lie pointless, at least let me tell it.
Let me ask a question to our clever wordsmith, Mr. Wright. Just where was the witness when she saw the crime?
All the testimonies I've heard until now points to one direction. The place where Miss Star witnessed the crime was here. The A block. The security room. Maybe? Right? Yeah, the security room. This is the only place where she could have been.
The security guard room?
Indeed, the security guard room in the underground parking lot is well positioned. It's built on the second floor so you can see the entire lot.
She would have been able to see the emergency phone from there. But why there? There have been many other places she could have seen the phone.
Not in this case, Your Honor. The witness, not being part of the prosecutor's office, wouldn't have parked in A block. The only place she would have been seen the crime would have been the partition is here. Yeah. In quotation marks. This is my boyfriend, this is my other boyfriend, and this is my other boyfriend. I remember in your testimony you said you brought lunch to your boyfriend in the security guard room, yes? Well, Miss Starr, how many years have I been getting the better of men to think that the tables would be turned? I know someone who would disagree about that. Say a man's got the better of Angel Star.
Order, witness! What have you done? You use a detective? You should know better.
I'm not turning back. The guilty will be punished, and I'll do what I must to make sure justice prevails. The guilty? Is she talking about Miss Sky?
Mrs. Wright, Mr. Wright, doesn't this strike you as odd? Why does Miss Starry lie? It doesn't make sense.
Huh?
She could have just said that she saw the crime from the security guard station. It wouldn't change anything.
Exactly. This photograph tells all. The photograph tells that the defendant who stabbed the victim. The truth still stands. It still stands? I disagree, Mr. Edgeworth.
What?
The witness found to be lying. There's guilty of I was gonna say perjury. Is it perjury? Yeah, it's perjury, right? She knows this. She wouldn't risk that without a good reason.
So, tell us what her reason was, Mr. Wright.
Huh? Me?
Who else?
Mr. Wright, let's review what we know.
Who's Bobby Fulbright?
Mrs. Starr witnessed the crime.
Oh, Mrs. Starr witnessed the crime from the security guard station. But she lied. Says she saw it from Block B. There must be a vital difference. But what would change? The picture? Distance to crime. Oh, okay. The only thing I know from Dual Destinies is Athena. And bombing. Oh, okay.
In justice, we believe.
Who is... I'm gonna search up who this is. Okay, I can't copy paste this. Okay, whatever, that's fine. That changes the distance between her and the crime scene. My condolences, Mr. Wright, but look at the floor plans, quite clear. The distance between the scene of the crime and the guard station is 30 feet. I don't see how that would change what she sees. What she saw is not a question here. What matters is the time it takes to reach her to the scene of the crime. Yeah. Mrs. Starr, you witnessed at the crime from the security guard station. Now, how long would it take you to go from there to the scene of the crime where you arrested Mrs. Sky?
Well, witness?
You? Yes. You ordered squid wheels, right? The quality of my lunches have gone from low to inedible. I was bringing PB&J lunches to my fresh boysenberry jam to my boyfriend.
Boysenberry for the boyfriend.
He wasn't in the station, so I waited. I witnessed the crime from the Glaswell station.
And before I knew it, I found myself running towards the sign, singing. But the door was locked and I couldn't pry it open.
What the fuck?
That was when I had to go through the visitors parking lot in B block. That's
cool. That is quite a detour.
It probably took me at least 5 minutes to get to the scene of the crime.
For 5 minutes? That changes things considerably.
But it was that woman over there, the defendant's chair, who stabbed him. I know it. I have a photographic evidence. I swear it. I swear it on my finest plastic spork.
You have a point. And the spork is a wonderful invention.
Would you like another caviar lunch?
Absolutely.
Oh no.
Mr. Wright, we have to do something.
Do you have any evidence to stop this?
Raise an objection.
5 minutes between the witness and the murder, and the arrest. Think about it. You could make pasta in that matter of time if you like al dente. I've got lunchboxes that tie pasta into knots, rookie. A 5-minute blank. Isn't that strange?
Strange.
If you were a criminal, what would you do with your 5 minutes, Your Honor?
Well, I guess I'd flee the scene. Hey! Don't get the wrong idea. I didn't kill anyone.
The judge is secretly a murderer. But you have the instance of a killer. You would run, but this time was different. Miss Sky dwelled at the scene of the crime. She even had her picture taken. No true criminal would act this way. It's inconceivable. Yeah.
Well, then it seems you've come to the end of the testimony. The witness had a grudge against the defendant and blank on her testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, is the next witness ready to go?
Unfortunately, I appear to have overestimated the witness on the account of her professional history.
We did it. We screwed that. Can shut up, Mr. Wright.
That was too close.
I'm afraid that the cuff of Queen has been dethroned. And with that, court is adjourned.
Mr. Edward, you ordered the squid wheels, right? That's the one you tried to foster off to me.
I prefer not to take the defense team's leftovers. Anything else to say?
I might be able to save you. I have decisive evidence.
What is that?
Is this another one of our trick lunchboxes?
My apologies, but we have no further questions to ask of you, Miss Starr.
This is your jumbo lunchbox.
Woohoo! A triple ticker! Out of the deference of the witness determination, I'll allow one more testimony. Let's hear about this decisive evidence.
Like the Lunchland motto says, you won't be disappointed. What's she gonna pull out her lunchbox this time? I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene. And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up? 2 types of blood were found on this shoe. One was, of course, the victim's, and the other blood type.
Oh my god, bro! Thank you, Jujun Man.
Hello, Jujun. Welcome, welcome. That fully scared me. The other blood type matched that of the defendant, Mrs. Lana Sky. This shoe proves it. It's flawless, decisive evidence.
What? There was blood found on that shoe?
Try Lunchland for your lunch and decisive evidence needs.
Witness, what is the meaning of this? Why is this the... Yeah, I saw... Lol. But... Oh, whoa. Give me a sec, I'm not here. Alright, I'm coming back. I'm back. Why is this the first time I'm hearing of this evidence?
Simple. As I've already said, I don't trust you with evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. That's why I took the liberty of investigating this myself.
Thank you. And you had blood tests performed?
Didn't I mention? I have 3 boyfriends in forensics.
In any case, Your Honor, I can't accept this evidence.
What?
You must know there are 2 rules in evidence law. Rule number 1, no evidence shall be shown without approval of police department. In other words, this shoe is illegal evidence, at least for the time being.
Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth sure is celebrating.
Not so fast, Edgeworth. Don't forget, I used to be a detective, as I mentioned previously. The shoe is already being tested by a member of the forensics department.
Yeah.
As you could see, it was approved by the police department as of today. Even the general public can produce official evidence, Mr. Edgeworth. Is that right, Mr. Wright?
It seems so. Edgeworth is looking pretty sullen.
You should at least study more evidence law, really.
The prosecutor's complaints notwithstanding, it appears that the evidence satisfies the first rule of evidence law. However, it seems you have yet another counts against you, witness.
Anything to ensure that the guilty are properly judged.
Very well, Mr. Wright. You may cross-examine the witness.
Alright.
I should have mentioned those 5 minutes when I wasn't looking at the crime scene.
Why did you lie about the 5 minutes?
I guess you could say I was just wanting people to look at the results.
The results?
How many times do I have to say this? I saw the chief prosecutor stab the victim before my very own eyes. Compared to that, a 5-minute blank means nothing.
Then why didn't you just tell the truth?
Don't make me laugh. We're dealing with the most untrustworthy of the vile lots known as prosecutors. Falsified evidence, arranged testimony, erasing and manipulating evidence. When you fight monsters, you need to use every trick in the book.
This one, the subject admitted she did it.
But false testimony is the most despicable crime of all, Miss Starr. Let's just get this over with.
And now, to the matter of the victim's shoe. Did I not bring this up?
And you found the shoe at the scene of the crime?
I detained the chief prosecutor and notified the police department. I wanted to make useful while I was waiting at the police to arrive.
And so, like an ill-trained pooch, you snuck off with the shoe.
I was afraid someone would erase the chief prosecutor's crime. The shoe was my secret weapon if that should happen. See, those fashion baskets I have here. It carries more than lunchboxes, gentlemen.
I'm happy for you and your lunchbox bag, really.
In any case, you removed valuable evidence from the scene of the crime. Now, tell us what you did next.
2 types of blood were found in the shoe. One was, of course, the victim's. So you brought it to the forensics department. If you're going to submit something as evidence, then of course, you need it approved. To do that, evidence must be analyzed by forensics experts. And she got away with her little coup because she used to be a detective.
The shoe appears to have bloodstains on it.
Well, the man was stabbed after all. And that blood belonged to the victim's Detective Goodman. As I said, there were 2 types of blood found in the shoe. Another blood type matched the defendant's Miss Lana Sky. You can't say for sure that the blood belongs to the defendant with a blood test. You claim to know something about blood tests, rookie. Huh? Well, speak up. Well, blood comes in 4 types, A, B, O, and AB. However, you can't tell from a blood test whether murder was committed in cold blood.
That's just a figure of speech, Mr. Wright.
Actually, there's a differential between millions of types of all blood tests out there, which means that we can more or less narrow down any sample of blood drawn to just one person, or so I hear.
That's pretty specific. If I had a little more time, I could get on a DNA test results. But they say that it's very low doubt that it could have been anyone but Mrs. Lana Sky.
So the suspect's blood was found on the victim's shoe?
That ties it directly to the death of the Detective Goodman. I was afraid that he was going to say that. This shoe proves that it's flawless, decisive evidence. I can't let this evidence go without a fight. You ordered the peppered fish guts, right? Some like it hot, Mr. Wright. Some like your client. She isn't enough hot water to make the whole vat of soup.
Mr. Wright, do you not have a problem with this shoe?
A problem? This is critical. There's a problem with this victim's shoe. There is a problem. If I'm not imagining things, I'd say there's one critical problem with this evidence. A clear contradiction.
That's gleaming your eyes. You're still young, rookie. I'll give you peppered fish guts now. But you couldn't take the heat, could you?
Let's hear what Mr. Wright has to say. What is the contradiction about the victim's shoe? Show us the problem with this, with evidence.
Is it? Oh shit, there's blood. Pop, 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 pop. I'll come back in at 7. I wonder if you noticed. There's blood on the bottom of this sole. Don't mess with me, rookie. Or you'll be blood on the bottom of my shoe.
Indeed, there is a lot of bit of blood on the bottom of the shoe.
Makes sense the victim was stabbed with a knife. What could possibly be contradictory about the blood on the bottom of the shoe? The problem lies in the footprint. The footprint? Not the bottom of the victim's shoe is covered in the blood. Then, isn't it strange? Why aren't there bloody footprints around the scene of the crime?
Aha!
As you see, there was no traces of any such footprints at the scene of the crime. That contradicts your claim about the shoe. The picture only shows part of the floor. The picture only shows part of the floor, so there could have been bloody footprints. Then where are they, Mr. Edgeworth? Because we checked the scene and found nothing of the sort.
Order! Order! Well, witness!
What? Great going, Mr. Wright, but it's true that the lack of footprints is contradictory, but then we have to ask why there wasn't a footprint.
Oh.
That's true. There was to be a reason why there wasn't a footprint.
Because they moved the body, right?
Think, Mr. Wright, think.
Hey, I don't know why it's not there. I'm just good at finding contradictions.
What?
Tuk-tuk-tus. I see. Now I get it. Get what? Our witness is more devious than she gave us credit for. You were hoodwinked to the very end. But she slipped. There is one vital hint in the truth of her testimony.
What are you talking about?
Think back to when she told us apprehending the suspect. The chief prosecutor tried to resist, but her efforts were in vain. She knocked my hands aside, kicked over an oil drum. Oh, she's beautiful but deadly. A predator, this one. A leopard woman. Roar. I thought it was strange, something for a normally cool-headed chief to do. No kidding. Now, witness, allow me to ask a very simple question. This oil drum, was it empty? Oh, that's, I'm not sure. I like your attitude, Mr. Edgeworth. Though, apparently you're not the slowest conveyor belt in the lunchbox factory.
Witness, well, was the oil drum empty?
The oil drum kicked over by the chief prosecutor was brimming with water. Water? What does that mean? Still don't get it, Mr. Wright. Do you think you know the reason she knocked over the real reason?
Aha! You don't mean...
Yes, the suspect knocked over the oil drum for one reason and one reason alone. To erase the bloodstains that would have become evidence against her.
God! That ties up things quite nicely. The bloodstain left on the victim's shoe tied her quite clearly to the murder. Then, after the deed was done, she knocked over the oil drum and erased the telltale signs.
Why, that's a prosecutor's specialty, erasing evidence. That reminds me, Mrs. Sky's right hand was hurt. Didn't you say she cut herself when she stabbed her in?
So that's when my sister's blood got on the shoe?
Well, there's no reason to prolong this trial.
Mr. Wright, do something.
What? What can I do? Your sister has confessed to the crime and she tried to conceal it. But... Enough. There is no need for further debate. The verdict, Your Honor.
Very well.
But Angel Star is on the prosecution side. She would have been lying about the water.
The court finds defendant Miss Lana Sky.
Little girl, what did you just say?
Huh? Me?
Did you just say that I, Angel Star, was on the prosecution side?
Well, yeah, you are. You're saying that my sister hid evidence by erasing the bloody footprints.
Well, I thought you'd have your fill, but here you are demanding the second helping. Another lunchbox, a lunchbox called evidence.
Wait, witness, don't tell me that you have something else.
The time for deliberations is past. Any further comments on you will be held in a contempt of court. Your threats don't scare the cough-up queen. Look at this.
A photograph?
I just had this in case anyone would have the gall to suggest that the white shoe didn't belong to the victim.
I see no room for error in this evidence.
Mr. Wright, wait, look at the asphalt in the photo.
Hey, it's clearly wet.
erasing the last traces of doubt from the court's mind. Immediately after the murder, the crime scene was washed with water.
I'm sorry, Mr. Wright. I guess I couldn't help after all.
It's not your fault. I knew you couldn't win this case from the beginning. And it seems that this is what your sister wanted anyways. I'm sorry, Mia. Right.
Wet or not, don't be too quick to throw in the towel. Get yourself off your asphalt. Get another good look. Don't give up, not until the bitter end.
This is the last piece of evidence.
Very well, time to declare the verdict for good.
Your Honor, wait.
What is it with you people? Can't I hand down my verdicts in peace anymore? Whatever it is, can it wait?
No, it can't. Then it'd be too late. Look at this photograph. The last one submitted. This trial isn't over until we give each piece of evidence proper consideration. So, right? Are you saying there's a problem in the latest piece of evidence? Yeah, I'll think later. Yeah, there's a problem. Right or wrong, I gotta go ahead with this.
I suppose since we've come this far, you should give every claim a fair shake. Very well, Mr. Wright. Show the court a problem with this photo.
What the hell is this? The problem in this photograph is here.
What's this?
There's something poking out this car's muffler.
Wait a moment, Mr. Edgeworth.
Your Honor?
You said muffler. However, I see no trace of a muffler or scarf in this kind of photograph.
A muffler is a part of a car or motorcycle, Your Honor. Just think of it as part of the exhaust system, a pipe.
I see, and I see.
Yeah, right?
That is suspicious looking cloth sticking out of the car's muffler.
Just what if there's something sticking out the muffler? What does it have to do with this case? Nothing. Absolutely nothing.
Sorry, Miss Starr, but this isn't gonna be that easy. In fact, you've already told us why this is important to the case. You said so much in your testimony.
But what?
Let's hear Mr. Wright has on his mind. Tell us why you think this piece of cloth in the muffler is related to the case.
Mrs. Starr, recall your testimony for the court.
Yes. When I was arrested she mentioned the muffler. That's when I was confused with my earlier testimony. Muffler? You're...
Could it be that muffler you heard mentioned was actually the exhaust pipe? If so, that means a piece of cloth is vital evidence.
Well, it seems we will have to suspend the proceedings.
Suspended?
I find myself wondering about the piece of cloth. If we leave any questions unanswered here, we will do a disservice to the law. Have a car at the scene of the crime scene inspected at once and bring me that cloth. And verdict will wait until after we've seen all the evidence. Agreed?
I suppose so. Phew, that was close. But we made it. At least for now.
The court will be adjourned for 30-minute recess. It's lunchtime after all.
He's still hungry? To be continued. Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. February 23rd, 11:56 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby Number 2.
Mr. Wright,
Huh? What?
are trials always like this with you? Like you're swimming up from the bottom of the lake about to reach the surface, but no matter how hard you paddle, you never seem to get there?
Pretty much. Except today we're swimming in quicksand. So what happened to your sister anyways?
Apparently she got called to the judge's chambers.
Probably something to do with the piece of cloth.
So, this is where it turns into a trial round, right? Our only weapon, a tiny insignificant piece of cloth.
I'm the one who's starting to feel tiny and insignificant, to tell you the truth. Hola, partner.
They say you show a red cloth to a bull, it'll fire up its temper. That's what they told me when I was young, at least.
Officer Marshall.
And thought I'd take a look and see at how the trial's going. Look like I'm late. They've got a whole ranch locked down tighter than a fort of enemy territory. It's hard to slip out, huh?
It's hard to slip out, huh? What's going on over there anyways? All the police I've seen these 2 days have been really on edge.
Don't you got enough on your plate without worrying about other people, comrade? Compadre? You could be worrying about the chief prosecutor's taste in mufflers, for example.
Officer Marshall? The whole muffler thing didn't have anything to do with scarves. She wasn't wearing a scarf.
You don't say. Now don't that just beat all. I've seen Red Breeze blow the Sunder neck many a time. And saw that day too. She was wearing a red muffler.
But what?
At the awards ceremony in the afternoon, that's worth seeing too, I reckon.
What does it mean? And the photograph was taken in the crime scene. She wasn't wearing a scarf.
So Mrs. Dyer wasn't mistaken?
Well, it's about time. Remember, partner, sometimes you gotta grab a bull by its horns. And sometimes you gotta just let that bull go wherever it will. Time will tell.
I have a bad feeling about this.
So, what are we swimming in now, Mr. Wright?
If it's steak sauce, I can hook you up with some fine ribs. Woo-hee!
February 23rd, 12:32 p.m. District Court, Courtroom 9.
I'd like to resume.
What's up? The judge keeps looking over at the prosecution.
Is something wrong, Mr. Edgeworth? Your face is blue, your lips are purple, and you're sweating bullets. That furrowed brow, those gritted teeth, those watery eyes. But what's more, your eyes are unfocused. You're doubled over and back is bent.
It can't be. This can't be happening. Oh, you're from the Phoenix Wright Discord? Or what are you talking about? Cause I didn't want to, what's it called? Cause I wanted to promote it. Yeah. Cause I wanted to promote my Phoenix Wright streams to the Phoenix Wright Discord, but I didn't want to like be weird. Yeah. Cause I literally went to the discovery in the Discord server and then just searched up. Wait, what the? There's a fucking Fortnite fucking Dragon Ball Z. What the fuck is this shit? Sorry, I'm in Discovery and that's the first thing I saw. I put Ace Attorney. and then I put search, and then I got the entire circus, Chesette's Amazing Server, Capcom, Untitled Courtroom, OK Buddy, Cheraneri, Official Elements of Justice Fan Server, Studio Lovely's Community Server, and then Jakutem Pavel. Which, yes. Those are the ones that I see. I feel like it's the entire circus. I don't know why there's a Charizard, but it looks super cool. I want to play, I got the demo for, what's it called? Ghost Trick, and I played the first level, and it was, like, so cool, and I'm like, damn, I want to play this. But I never did. I only play demos of games because I don't have money.
I wonder what happened to Mr. Edgeworth.
Well then, I believe it's time we continue on this trial. During our recess, I had requested that the prosecution conduct an investigation. This is unacceptable. It seems our prosecutor is quite beside himself. Excuse me, knock knock. Who's there?
Oh. What is with this guy? A strange, stuffy aura seems to be filled the courtroom. He's the murderer.
Hey, the temperature rose by 5.7 degrees just when the man came in.
Who on earth is he?
It's you!
What the f is going on?
Sorry I'm late, Yudi. The roads were packed, it's just me. Long time no see you there. How have you been? Swimming much out there on days? Oh, hello. No, it must have been so busy. Busy, schmizzy. Y'all dig it, my boy. You have to make time to relax. Yes, indeed.
You think seems like a nickname for the judge.
I'm afraid you're right. Very afraid. Sorry, but who are you?
So you righto. The attorney I heard good things about you, son.
Thanks.
So, sort of a little worthy giving you a little trouble, eh? You know, we should all go swim together sometimes, Charlie.
Little worthy?
Mr. Wright, you don't know the district's chief of police?
Oh wow, that's interesting. Chief of police?
He's a top-ranking police officer in the entire district.
Why is he doing that face?
Name's Grant. Diamond Grant. Pleased to meet you, everyone. So, to what do we owe the honor today? It's been over 2 years since you last came to this courtroom, hasn't it? Well, it's worth it here looking, poor fellow. Just like I thought I'd help out by bringing this.
Hey, that's...
My sister's muffler?
So Mrs. Starr wasn't just seeing things. When the crime scene occurred, Mrs. Starr really was wearing that muffler.
But to think that was stuffing that exhaust pipe. On little word's car, no less. It's quite embarrassing even for us. What is this? It's what I call a switchblade knife. Quite perplexing, this.
Chief. What kind of outfit are you running?
Mr. Edgeworth?
How could they miss such a vital piece of evidence? If your investigators are this lax, how do you expect to do our job?
Now, wait a minute, Worthy.
Yay.
I'm telling you to wait, or did you hear me? Have a look at this document here. It says the person in charge of investigation here, no mistaking that signature is there. Miles Edgeworth?
That's not fair. On the day of the crime, I had...
Your head in the clouds because you got an award. I know how you feel. But you're the person in charge. Well, I'm expecting a written apology.
What? What, are you serious?
Don't be too upset. We'll find a way to clean up this mess that you made.
This is the first time I've seen Mr. Edwards at a loss for words.
What kind of major blunder is unlike you, Mr. Edgeworth? This course accepts this new evidence, but I'd like to ask the defense a favor first.
Yes?
Just to be sure, I'd like to take a look at this blade of the knife.
The blade, Your Honor? Well, I don't see why not.
Could you open up for me, I wonder?
Yes, well, I think you have to push the switch and...
If I cut my finger, Mr. Wright, I wouldn't have been able to pound my gravel anymore.
Yeah, but what if I cut my finger? I wouldn't be able to point at anyone anymore.
Come on, just hurry up and open it.
I'm gonna get injured, aren't I? Okay, let's examine the evidence.
Ah!
Ah! You don't scare me like that.
Hello, Cyber Licks. Hi. Welcome. I'm the one who's scared. You really came. Such, yeah, well, you have a good friend there.
Look at the knife blade. The tip is broken off. And the red blood stain.
And the dark red blood stain. Switchblade blood added to the court record. This does not excuse the actions of the police department. I'd like to hear an explanation from the police chief himself.
I am terribly sorry, but I would like you to testify for us about the split between the prosecutors and the police and this knife. Sure thing. Not a problem. Not even a little one, really. This knife is special, but I can't say how here, unless there's evidence to prove the connection between this knife and Goodman. That was a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do any investigation. A detective was killed in the police department, see? What a mess.
Well, thank you for coming either way. It's very appreciated.
The time of the crime, 5:18. Scary coincidence, hey? It's not officially linked to this here case, so I can't talk much about it. There's a murder at the police department? A detective? It's hush-hush information, Hootie. We haven't exactly announced it yet.
Wait a second. You said 5:15. The exact time that Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office?
Order! Anyways, we at the department, we're all flustered as... You might as well assume we're in the middle of a top secret investigation. Don't tell anyone, okay? I think I understand the police department situation. Well, Mr. Wright?
2 detectives killed at the same time in 2 different places.
Chances are really slim, scientifically speaking, of course.
I'd like to exercise my right of cross-examining the witness.
Very well, however, keep your questions focused to the case at hand.
Oh, really? Excuse me. Special?
I'm hard to come by this particular knife anywhere else.
Might the special thing be the little tag?
Oh, sorry, righto. But I ain't safe for now or not now.
We've established that the knife in Goodman's chest was this knife. Now, why was there another knife at the scene of the crime?
That is quite a mystery. Lie, mystery. It's wrapped with something. Muffle it. Unless there's evidence to prove a connection between this knife and Goodman.
The knife was found in the seat of the crime. I think that makes it connected to the case, don't you?
See, there's lots of things that go into bombing I can't explain. It's delicate, okay? Sorry, righto.
Maybe there's something about the knife that will give us a clue. Let's examine the knife all we can, righto.
Evidence that links the knife to Detective Goodham. I think perhaps the pieces are falling into place. I should try presenting the piece of evidence that had me stumbling to all this time. So, how are things going down at the department?
It's a bad day for the department. We weren't in any shape to do any investigations.
Something happened at the police department too, huh?
You got a good look in your eyes there, righto, my boy. Sharp, hungry.
So, something did happen, and why wasn't I informed?
Why weren't you informed? Well, why didn't you ask? No matter, I understand you were busy with that line of case and all.
Well, what happened? What happened at the police department that day?
A detective was killed in the police department, see? What a mess.
A store tag? What would that mean? That means they would have bought the place and they could find who bought it? Is that what could possibly that mean? On the day that a detective was killed in the prosecutor's parking lot, another detective was killed at the police department.
That's a fact, surprisingly, isn't it, Oodie? I'm at a loss for words.
And the perpetrator. What? And the perpetrator, do you have a suspect?
Well, there was a suspect. Just arrested him, in fact.
Just arrested? That was quick.
But there's still a lot of unanswered questions. Maybe you can help right up?
I suppose I could help. If you help me by giving me data on your case.
Oh, a good one. This kid's sharp. Okay, here's the deal. I'll tell you one thing and one thing only. Oh, shit. Where the victim was found.
So, tell me, where was the victims found? BRB real quick. back. So tell me, where was the victim found?
Well, I can't speak of where the corpse was found, but I can say the crime took place in the evidence room at the police department.
The evidence room?
You wouldn't know about the evidence room, would you, Rido?
I can't say I've heard of it. I guess I could ask again once I've learned a bit more about the evidence room.
There's something strange about that place where the body was found. Time of the crime, 5:15. Scary coincidence, eh?
5:15? But that's when Detective Goodman was killed at the prosecutor's office.
What? Funny, isn't it? A murder at the prosecutor's place and a murder at our place at the very same time. What are the chances?
Coincidence?
This is just my gut feeling, but I'd say there's a 0.001% chance of that happening.
Chief Grant, please tell me more about the incident.
It's not officially linked to the case, so I can't tell you much about it.
How can you say there's no connection?
How? Because the chief of police. I can't just say anything I please, Rido. You understand? Try to understand, Rido. Well, if you can prove there's a connection, more power to you. Maybe there is some that died two murders together.
Whatever it is, I'd better find it before I get to the bottom of this. 2 detectives were killed at 5:15, one at the prosecutor's office and one at the police department. This can't be a coincidence.
And the knife. What was he doing there?
I better check this knife out. Okay. What's up? Hey, Vix! How you doing? Welcome to the Phoenix Wright. Oh, what's up? Oh, glasses. Hi. Wait. Huh. What am I missing? Okay, I got that. Evidence proving connection between knife and Goodman. There's bad way department. That's funny. Isn't that from a scary movie? Come on. The knife is very special unless it's evidence to connect the knife and Goodman. Present the Goodman note. Wait a second.
Ah, last an honest to goodness objection.
This knife. This has to do something with Detective Goodman.
What do you mean? Aha! An honest to goodness, what do you mean from Utge? Utge. Well, that's great.
Look at the tag on the knife. It reads SL92.
And this is important. Why?
Over here we also have a memo that was on the body of the victim.
Huh? What's this? 6 minus 7s 12 2?
Your Honor, it's upside down.
Upside down?
The print's name in the memo makes it look like it's right side up, but if you turn it around, what do you see?
Oh! Aha!
Whoever wrote this note was holding the paper upside down.
It's L9. It's the same thing that's written on the knife's tag. Order! Order! Well, Chief? Well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. You win, Righto.
I win? What game was this guy playing?
Knife was evidence in the case. It was stolen from the...
SL9. Yes.
from the department's evidence room.
So, this knife was stolen?
Yes, but on the day of the murder,
It was evidence, you say. Was it in fact a murder weapon?
nice, nice, nice. Good show, Lil Worthy. It was a murder weapon as it happens. It's an evidence from long since solved.
So the knife was stolen on the day of the murder, and it was found in the exhaust pipe of Edward's car.
Hard to think that isn't connected there.
It was a bad day for the department.
Where do you read this? Department killed the police department, seeing it was a mess. What am I missing? Because everything else is the same. Okay. Right? Alright, you know what? I'm just gonna press everything and hope I get an answer. Where do you press this? Yep. I'll figure it out. Let's do it. Where do you saw this? Okay, we saw this definitely. Come on, I need to find something new. Something new with this case. Okay, he already told me one thing. Cause that. That's hilarious. And that's how he was killed. Okay, because we already know it's in the evidence locker. We know. Yes, we did that already. Maximum quite like the parrot. Alright, we know when the victim died, it was 5:15. We know that. How the victim was killed, he was stabbed. Where the victim was found, we already told us it was in the evidence room. What the hell? I already did this. Happy? I just got handed our ticket to the town in this case. With the link between the two cases established, we could finally have our leverage. Now, we can get Grant to testify the details. Alright. Chief, the defense position is simply this. The connection between these two cases has already been proven.
You don't say. Well, out with it, righto. What's the connection?
Yes, what is it, Mr. Wright?
The connection in place mentioned in the testimony we just heard. The knife found at the lot was stolen. The police department's evidence room. Not to mention, the victim had on him the case number of the knife evidence tag. And also know that the detective murdered at the police department was killed at that very same evidence room.
Indeed. There do seem to be many connections for it to be a coincidence.
You two make a good pair. I took my man 2 days to find out what you deduced right there.
Chief, I request that you release your information on the victim of the police department.
See, that's the tricky part. I haven't been announced yet and all.
Can you get the information unofficially?
Sure, why not? It's unofficial after all.
What? Really?
Who would have guessed?
I'll cooperate, but I can't reveal the victim's name. The victim at the department, okay?
If you're gonna tell us a little, why not tell us everything?
Well, case information is sick stuff. You have to do everything properly.
Oh, well, I guess I might as well try and get what I can get out of him. Victim's ID number. Okay, tell us. How about you tell us the victim's ID number?
Sure, why not? It's not like you'll be able to tell who it is from that.
Of course not. You won't tell me their name after all.
We keep a tight lid on ID numbers, so don't go getting your hopes up. The number is...
Really?
Number's 584-2189.
Let me write this down just in case. 584-2189. Okay.
Well, that's quite long. And we have to remember these. It drives me nuts.
82. I can't do it.
You didn't even get the first number right.
Well, Mr. Wright, does this tell you anything?
I mean, considering my Von Karma voice, remember that? This tells me something. Actually, it does, Your Honor. It does. I think.
Meaning?
It has what I think it is. But what does it mean?
Let's hear what the defense has to say. You said ID. number of the detective who was murdered at the police department tells you something. What does it tell you?
Five 842-189. Checkmate. Witness.
What is it, Mr. Wright? You're grinning like a schoolgirl on prom night.
No, it's just I got confused. And this is news. Huh? You come out both guns blazing like you always do. The police department, the prosecutor's office, two places, two detectives murdered at the same time. Actually, I happen to have a police ID number here.
Oh, is it yours?
No, Your Honors, I'm a defense attorney, remember? This is the ID number of our victim, Detective Goodman.
Shame on you, Rhino. Personal IDs are top secret.
Detective Goodman's ID number is 5842189.
And this means what exactly? Wait, that ID number we heard from the chief earlier. It started with 82. I forgot it.
I don't know. This is giving me those vibes when what's it called? Mrs. Celeste killed the Hifumi vibes, or when they hide Yasuhiro's body. You didn't even get the first number right again. The number the chief police gave was 5842189.
Well, wait a second, right? What does this
means? That I want to know. The two ID numbers are identical. In other words, the detective killed in the police department's evidence room was Bruce Goodman. What does the defense think about that?
Ho ho ho! Sharp as a tack, Rhino. Sharp as a tack.
But wait, Detective Goodman is our victim. He was killed at 5:15 at the underground parking lot.
Yet Detective Bruce Goodman was also killed at the police department, at the evidence room, at the exact same time.
Yeah, that's impossible. So you're saying is, the same person was killed at the same time, and in a completely different location.
Order! 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 Chief, what does this mean?
No. What I want to know is why didn't I hear about this? Yes, it's top secret, fine, but I am prosecutor in charge of this case.
Now, just a second, Worthy. No need to get all flustered.
Your Honor, the police department has made a grave error in this case.
Wait. I said wait. No, didn't you hear me? The oversight grave error. Mr. Edward, they're yours.
What? How? How dare?
We informed you yesterday. I believe it was Officer Meekins who brought you the news.
Officer Meekins?
Mr. Wright, where have we heard that name before? Wait, Oh. Excuse me, but Mr. Edward, premise, anywhere on the premise? I'm here, sir, on request of the chief, sir. We got reports, sir.
You don't mean him.
According to Meekins, you didn't accept the report. Hard to believe.
But your officer, he told me. He said the report had nothing to do with the land and sky incident.
Detective Bruce Goodman murdered right in the police department evidence room. Mr. Edward, the victim's name is written right on the top of the report.
God! Why didn't your officer tell me?
Honestly, I'm not sure if the officer was capable of making that connection. He did seem challenged.
In any case, this is a serious error, a gross negligence duty on your part, Worth.
But, sir, you could have submitted that report this morning to the court as evidence. Then Why does he keep doing that face?
No such luck this time, Worthy, or should I say unworthy?
What?
Now, what was the second rule of evidence on?
Well, Mr. Wright?
No, well, it's, rule number 2. Unregistered evidence presented must be relevant to the case on trial. Unregistered evidence was... And how is this rule relevant?
Normally, you submit a list of evidence to be used in a court before the trial.
So true.
This report wasn't on that list.
So that means
I couldn't submit this evidence until the connection was proven in court. The connection was just proven by Ryder over there. Good job, Ryder, my boy.
Huh? Wait, what? I was just doing my job.
No. No.
it seems it's come to the end of this trial.
I know you're going through a tough time, Worthy. Well, with all those rumors, you were even in the defendant's chair just this past December.
I apologize for this terrible lack of due diligence on my part.
Mr. Edgeworth,
Please, just give me one day. I'll get to the bottom of what happened, if it's the last thing I do.
You better get results this time, brother.
You have my profound apologies, sir.
Poor Mr. Edgeworth.
I didn't think there'd ever been an error this serious in the history of this court. I will grant one further day as a prosecution as requested. Will that be sufficient, Mr. Edgeworth?
Yes, Your Honor. Thank you.
However, your punishment for this, for your sake, I hope, is not decisive. Very well, court is adjourned.
How much longer do I have for this case? Pretty long. Yes, I'd like to save. Man, that was an insane trial. I kind of want to end this here.
Yeah, no, I will end this here, and you can leave and have a good night. Sleepy time. Bye-bye, and see you later. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba. Boo-boo.